The stakes greater, tensions are high, the lights brighter.
Turn on Friday night.
Tonight, it's Ohio County at Warren Central.
It's the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Also brought to you by the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, NCTC powered by Warren RECC, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Toyota of Bowling Green, Morgantown Bank and Trust, and Will Coker, your State Farm agent in Bowling Green.
Let's go!
Friday Night Lights.
Ohio County at Warren Central on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Now, down to the field with Ryan Murphy and Big Hamp.
Well, we welcome you here to Joe Hood Field on the campus of Warren Central High School in downtown Bowling Green for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week right here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. We appreciate you for tuning in with us here for our countdown to kickoff show between the Warren Central Dragons and the Ohio County Eagles. But before we get into our full countdown to kickoff coverage, we first have an exclusive sit-down interview with head coach of the Dragons, Jeremy Harness. Appreciate him for sitting down with us. Here is our exclusive sit-down with the head coach. Welcome you into our countdown to kickoff coverage here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. It's our first trip to Joe Hood Field here at Warren Central High School, and we are now joined by none other than the head football coach of the Warren Central Dragons, Jeremy Harness. Jeremy, appreciate you for sitting down with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you've had a 2-2 start to the season so far, and second year here with the program and the Dragons. How do you assess your team so far here through the first 4 weeks of the year?
We're doing good. We're continuing to build, continuing to get better. It's just about day-by-day process, just continuing to just work and build and keep chopping away at it in preparation. And if we just continue to keep doing that, we'll go in the right direction.
Now, a lot of coaches in any sport, really, I feel like you use that first year, which for you was last season, as a way to kind of dig your cleats in, figure out what you guys are going to be as a program. What did you take maybe from last year that you learned in your first year as head coach to this year? What lessons did you take?
Oh, a ton. I mean, just about one thing is just delegating. I learned so much about myself. It's just when I got here last year, to me, it felt like I just was trying to do too much. And so one thing is just delegating responsibilities to other people and trusting people to do their job. So, and then as well, just talking to just different people. One thing is just using mentors. I've learned that lesson. I use Coach Nelson a lot. I've talked to Coach Smith, Tyler Mattingly at Elizabethtown High School. I just lean on other people so much more than what I did when I first got here. And then just as well, just learning more about the team, just learning more about each of the kids individually. That has helped me a ton, I feel like.
Now, second year, you've obviously had a couple of key returners, and you've mentioned in the past how when you came into this program and you took this head coaching job, your first head coaching job, that you wanted to give these kids a greater opportunity elsewhere, to continue to go on, but also to make sure that you were putting good men out into the world out of your program. What for you has been your primary goal as head coach since taking over?
Like you just said, developing men. I feel like from that point right there, when you're doing that, when these people know that you care, that's when they'll start to care, try to learn from you. So now my biggest thing to these kids is just trying to develop men. I mean, really, that's the biggest thing for me. And from there, the wins will come. But my biggest thing is making sure these kids understand that I care about them, not just as football players, but as men, and just trying to develop them as best I can.
Now, you're kind of midway through this little stretch where you started pretty much first half of your season. Most of these games have been at home. Has that helped you at all in helping your kids kind of fit into the system that you guys created, being able to find comfort here at home?
Oh yeah, huge. That's been a huge thing, is just being able to play the home games, because one thing, I think our team just plays better at home. And then for two, they live for that time when all their classmates are here, and the talk around school has been a lot more positive, and so they just live for that time to just be able to play in front of their own fans.
Now, for you and for this team, last week, big numbers week, put up over 50 points. I know we joked walking in here that every time I got scoring updates last week, I was like, they got a basketball score going on over at Warren Central. But you guys are just so aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, always going for two as well. You guys never take those PATs. Yeah. What does it mean for you to see your kids buy into this aggressive system, and how have you seen them progress through the season with that system?
A lot. I mean, I told the guys when I first got here last year, it's just as long as we all buy into what it takes to be successful, then you're gonna have a ton of fun in this offense. I used to work for a guy, the main coach who I really learned this offense from. He told me when I first got with him, I said, "Coach, what would you say your offense is?" He said, basketball on grass. It's a free for all. You just get to go out there and have fun and do the things that you love to do. But it's some structure to it that you need people to buy into, and not to where they're not going out there and just doing their own thing all game long. So that I feel like now since we started to see some success with it, the guys are starting to buy into it more.
Basketball on grass is something I think you might need to trademark. That is awesome. But moving to this season as well, your first year you guys were in 6A. Now this year you've moved down to 5A. Has that been an adjustment at all? I mean, you guys moved from a tough district to even tougher district, arguably, now being in 5A.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an adjustment. Right now, I feel like it's like like you said, we've been playing a non-district schedule. But we've had some familiarity with some of the teams that we played, like Monroe County, we scrimmaged them last year. Franklin Simpson, we as well played them last year. Allen County, we scrimmaged them last year. So it was a lot of familiarity with that, but this year is just about going into it, and now when we get into district play, it's going to be trying to understand these teams and understanding how they'll play us and how they'll line up to certain formations and on defense, how will they line up and what are the things that they're going to do. So it's going to be an adjustment, especially when we start district play, because this is new to us.
It's a continual learning process, but one player, at least so far this year, that feels like has really taken that learning process has been Tavy Dunn. I mean, he has had a huge year, at least in the past game so far, 225 yards per game he's averaging through the air. What did you see in him maybe through the offseason and through these first couple of weeks in terms of his progression?
From the day that I got here, I was sitting down with one of the other coaches, and I asked him, I said, who's going to be our quarterback? And he said, well, this year, we got a guy named Zay Howard who's probably going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy for us. He said, and I was like, so who's going to be the guy next year? And he said, well, we got a young dude who I think throws the football better than everybody we have on our team this year, and that's Tavy Dunn. So I remember going to practice one day, and Zay was out. And so we were like, oh, okay, this is the week we get to see what Tavy can do. So we let Tavy go out there, and we watched him throw the ball. It was against Central Hardin, I want to say, last year. And his first pass he threw was probably a 60-yard bomb right north. And at that moment, I went into the headset and I said, "Y'all, we're gonna have a pretty good quarterback next year." So from the moment I've ever seen him throw the football downfield, I've always been like, "Oh, we're gonna be in pretty good hands when he gets to be the guy calling the shots behind the center." So I've known that since I've been here that guy's going to be pretty good.
Now, you're obviously a very offensive-minded player. You were whenever you played both in college and in high school. You played in multiple positions. How have you how has he maybe leaned on you for advice and maybe helping to grow his game?
That's one thing. That's one thing I do love about Tavy is that the fact that he is full of questions. I mean, he's always asking me questions, and it's not just about the upcoming team. He's learned about defenses and things like that, but he'll come up to me and ask me about certain stuff for receivers. Like, hey, coach, when I throw this post route, how should I throw it? How did you like to catch the post? And I go from there and I tell him, hey, I used to like to run up under it. I didn't want the quarterback to throw me the ball. Throw it out there and let me run up under it. So that's one thing I think that he does very well. Is he's full of questions. He's always asking. He's always trying to learn something new. He has not only just picked my brain, but other coaches on staff that have played at a high level. He has picked their brains as well. Even just when it comes, I'll see him going up to our defensive coordinator during practice and say, "Hey, coach, what are they trying to take away when I'm doing this?" And he'll just so he can understand it better. And that's one thing I think that has made him a phenomenal player for us this year.
Now, in terms of approaching this matchup this week against Ohio County, you guys have 2 straight wins so far. Get another one at home, like we talked about. Ohio County team that feels like a lot of their key pieces are on the defensive side that really know how to pressure the quarterback. How do you maybe assess this Eagles team as they come down here to Warren Central?
Same thing I've been telling the team. They're scrappy. They're a scrappy bunch. I mean, you don't take a team for granted. They don't take them lightly. They'll come in and they'll be ready to play. I mean, 2-3 years ago we were in the same boat. So it's just, and they understand just like when we were in the same boat as them. I mean, we didn't go into any games thinking, hey, well, let's just go out there and play the game. No, we're going to those games trying to win, and that's what they're going to want to do here. When they come down here on Fridays, they're going to want to go in this game and want to win. So they're going to come out and they're going to put their best foot forward. We just have to be ready to fight back to them.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you for sitting down with us. Basketball on grass. Trademark it. We're going to book it. Stay tuned. We're going to take ourselves a quick break, and we'll be right back with your countdown to kickoff coverage right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Well, it's that special time of the week where we get to bring you all the awesome coverage from Friday Night Lights here in South Central Kentucky. And what better place to do it this week in Week 5 than right here in Dragons Country at Warren Central High School as the Dragons host the visiting Ohio County Eagles, still searching for their first win of 2025 and their first win since 2023. Meanwhile, the Dragons 2-2 so far on the season. Ryan Murphy here to lead the call this afternoon. Alongside me, Big Hamp. Appreciate you as always. It's always a good time on Friday nights getting to hang out with you up here in the booth. And Matthew Clark, our producer director, making sure we get on the air this afternoon. Up on the press box up top on our game cam will be Seth Daniel, bringing you all the awesome shots from up there and making sure you see all the action. And Ian Lewis, who's going to give us plenty of great detail shots all throughout the game. Our board op, Dalton Lawson, back at the studio. Jennifer Allen, board op as well, making sure that we get on the air and over the airwaves here this afternoon. It's going to be an exciting game here this afternoon between the Dragons and the Eagles. Hamp, I'm just glad to be back at a football stadium on another Friday night.
Always glad to be at a football stadium on a Friday night, and especially here with you, Ryan, because it's always a good time. We always have fun on these games.
Now, this is the first time that we're going to get a glimpse of both of these teams this season, mainly the Dragons as well. It's a team that is here local to us. They've been on the rise the last couple of seasons. They've had some up and downs, but now it looks like they're kind of getting a better foot under them, especially this season in their second year under Jeremy Harness.
Oh, yeah. I love seeing what Warren Central has done over the past couple of years. It's definitely been a long road. It's been a rough road. I'm just glad to see the Central pride coming back like it was when I was going to school, man. When it was Bowling Green Central rivalry, that was good stuff.
And the fans are continuing to pack in here at Warren Central High School. And as they do, we will step aside. We come back, we'll look at maybe some history between these two teams, some players to watch, your starting lineups, and then eventually we'll get you down to that kickoff right around 7 o'clock this afternoon. We appreciate you for tuning in with us here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
And we welcome you back here to Warren Central High School for our countdown to kickoff coverage between the Warren Central Dragons and the visiting Ohio County Eagles. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of your team comparisons here. We've talked about it a little bit before we went to break, but so far this season, the Dragons splitting up their schedule 2-2 on the year so far. The Eagles still lurking for that elusive first win as they sit 0-4 on the year. But not only that, looking for their first win, Hamp, since September of 2023. So these Eagles are looking to try to really break it back into that win column.
Man, I tell you what, it's going to be a rough road tonight for them right here playing Central, but Central does know what it's like to be in that position.
And big thing when you look at both these team stats, especially, is maybe that points difference in terms of how they've been able to get their offense rolling this year. The Dragons have had a strong start to the season, regardless of that 2-2 record, 28.5 points per game they're averaging. But the Eagles, on the other hand, only 6.3. They've struggled to maybe kind of get into that offensive scheme of theirs, but maybe this will be a chance for them to turn it around.
I know they're hoping so. I'm telling you, it's rough. It's still, we're 4 games in. Still got a chance in the district. Everybody has an opportunity, and maybe they can get something going right, and maybe they can find something in this game right here that could help them lead the way going forward.
And something for them, it may not be their offense they'll lean on, but it will be their defense. Isaiah Cook, the senior, is someone they're going to rely on in that regard. He plays on both the offensive line and the defensive line, but last week really was the difference maker in this team. 6 tackles, 1 for loss, and a sack last week, and leads the team in tackles as well in that category for the Eagles. It's going to be one that could be the difference maker tonight, maybe putting some pressure on that young quarterback for Warren Central, who is our player to watch tonight for the Dragons. Tavy Dunn, the junior, inherited that starting spot at quarterback, and this is a player that last season you could already tell that Coach Harness was really high on. He could see his capabilities. He got some flashes. We saw how his arm talent is and his quarterback IQ. He's got a great IQ for the game, and you see that in his performance from last week. And now if you see on your screen, you're watching with us live on YouTube, you're watching our live stream, you can see our player to watch is Isaiah Cook for the Eagles. He's going to have to be the difference maker tonight, I'd say, on the defensive side to really put pressure on Tavy Dunn.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But, they have other players out there that are pulling it together. Trey Abney, he has 5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks, so he can bring it in and bring a lot of pressure as well.
Now, we talked about Tavy Dunn. You see him now on your screen warming up just before this game this afternoon, and what a season he's had so far. Arguably what many are considering him to potentially be the best quarterback here in Warren County now, which has kind of been a fight over the last couple of years with the schools around the region. 63 for 103, only 1 interception through 4 games so far this season for that junior quarterback. His arm strength is undoubted. 9 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground, 900 passing yards already. Tavy Dunn is looking to have himself a big night.
Great dual threat quarterback right here, man. This is another Aaron McNair, another coming of Mike Vick, maybe, just not a lefty. But he is doing great this season already, and if he can keep up the momentum and keep being a leader on offense, be that general, he's going to continue to do all right, and he's going to continue to lead this team into something great this year.
And it's something maybe a lot of people didn't necessarily see coming this season when you talk about the history of quarterbacks that we've had in this area, especially over the last couple of years over at Bowling Green High School. Deuce Bailey, South Warren, Bryce Button, but they always seem to roll back and have strong quarterbacks every single season. Central has struggled with that, Hamp, like we've alluded to over the last couple of years, but having Tavy Dunn has really kind of flipped the switch, I think, because averaging 225 yards per game through the air is such a huge difference maker.
Man, it is. But this is the 4th all-time meeting between Ohio County and Warren Central, man, and Central leads it right now 3-0. In 2003, they met on November the 7th. Warren Central took it 52-6. In 2005, 2 years later, November the 4th, Warren Central 33-0. Then they meet again 5 years later. They said they wanted to just hold on a minute. So they waited 5 years. November the 5th, Warren Central 52, Ohio County 0. Ohio County's looking to get a first win on the season and a first win against these Dragons.
Dragons lead their all-time series 3-0. Hamp, great stats, by the way. Great numbers, great look into that. But as we look through some of these players, we'll look at your Ohio County starters here this afternoon for the offense for the Eagles. At quarterback, he's going to be one of those players to watch for the Eagles tonight. It's number 2, Aiden Ferris, 4 touchdowns on the year, and their leading rusher as well. At running back, it's going to be number 10, the junior, that is Eli Warren. They're going to run a 2-back system here along with number 22, that's Tanner Wood, the sophomore, the only sophomore on this starting offense for the Ohio County Eagles. Then there's also Max Shackliff, the senior, who's going to be the leading wide receiver for Ohio County this season. He leads them in receiving yards, and as well signing up in the slot is number 8, that's Wyatt Ralph. At tight end, number 11, that's Trey Abney, the junior. And at left tackle, leading up the offensive line, it's number 75, that's Diego Rivera, the senior. It's an experienced offensive line for this Eagle offense. At left guard, number 55, that's Michael Kintinger, also a senior at 5'10". Under center, that's number 71. It will be Andrew Johnson, the junior. To his right side will be right guard number 63. That's Isaiah Cook, who was our player to watch for Ohio County. That's his position on the offensive line. And rounding out the starting offense for the Eagles, number 64 at right tackle, that's Sandifer Coburn, the junior. And for your Ohio County defense, you're going to hear a lot of familiar names in this line. And on the defensive line, number 58, that's Edgar Zunkax, the sophomore. It's 4 sophomores on this starting defense, including our player to watch, number 63, the senior Isaiah Cook. Alongside him, again on the defensive line, that's number 71, Andrew Johnson, who also has a position on that offensive line. And number 55, another familiar face you've already heard, number 55, Michael Kittinger. At linebacker, number 12, it's going to be Gage Ashby, the junior. And alongside him, number 9, it'll be the linebacker Carson Powers, the senior. This is where you start to hear some more familiar names as well. At linebacker, number 11, it'll be Trey Abney. Again, he has that tight end slot knocked down on the offensive side for the Eagles. And at linebacker, again, number 18, it's Cole Johnson, who is also the kicker for the Eagles, another sophomore on that starting defense for the Eagles. Number 5, Max Jackliff, the DB. And after him, out in the secondary, DB number 7 is Brantley Hall, the sophomore. And rounding out the starting defense for Ohio County, it's number 13, Nate Blue, who also has taken a couple snaps at quarterback and has a touchdown to his name this season. That rounds out your Ohio County starting lineups this afternoon, as now we look ahead to your Warren Central Dragons starting lineups. And we've already talked about him a lot this afternoon. Is he the greatest quarterback, or the best quarterback, I guess we should say, in the region this season? It's Tavy Dunn, number 5. He's our player to watch for tonight's game between these two teams. At running back, number 6, the junior is Walter Moore. At wide receiver, it'll be number 0, Ramon North. The senior wide receiver brings a lot of experience in that slot position for Tavy to throw to. At wide receiver, number 1, that's Jules Hyde, who had himself a big start to the game last week against Warren East. Wide receiver number 9 is Houston Carter, the sophomore, one of 3 sophomores on this starting offense for the Dragons. At left tackle, number 55 is Jadis Duncan. And also at wide receiver, number 11 is Christian Hunter. Again, we said left tackle, that's number 55, Jadis Duncan, if you're watching on our live stream, the junior. At left guard, number 56, Stephen Bryant, the senior. At center, it'll be number 50, Ryan St. Paul, the sophomore, starting under center. At right guard, it'll be number 53, Justin Murphy, the last sophomore on this starting offense for the Dragons. And at right tackle, number 65, a freshman on this starting offense for the Dragons, Steven Castro-Pineda, the freshman, rounds out the starting offense for the Warren Central Dragons. And now we look to the Dragons defense. On the edge at D, number 11, it'll be Christian Hunter. You heard his name called. He'll be a wide receiver as well for the Dragons. On the defensive line, number 55, that's Jadis Duncan. Also on the defensive line, number 99, it's Tim Davian Stallworth, the senior. A lot of experience on this Warren Central defense in terms of upperclassmen. Number 38, also on the edge, is Cassian Robertson, the senior. And at linebacker, it'll be number 10, Jonah Chapman, the sophomore. Alongside him at linebacker will be number 23, Sean Abibris, the junior. And also at linebacker, it'll be number 2, Jalen Kendrick, the senior. And rounding out the linebacker unit will be Nico Nicolazzi, the senior, for the Warren Central Dragons. Out in the secondary at CB, number 0, Ramon North. Also out in the secondary will be number 6, starting for this Warren Central Dragons offense. That's Walter Moore. And rounding out the secondary and the defense for the Warren Central Dragons in their starting lineups will be number 12, Tyrone Garvin, the senior. Those are your official starting lineups for both teams here this afternoon. And the anthem is on its way shortly. We appreciate you for tuning in here, but those round up your starting lineups for tonight's game. And what a game it should be. We're just moments away from kickoff here this afternoon. Hamp, I can feel you're getting a little tense. I think you're starting to boil over with excitement a little bit.
Man, just a little bit. I'm excited to see what Central's going to do this year. I've been secretly rooting for them for a long time, even though we've been rivals for a long time. But I've been secretly rooting for them, and I'm hoping that they have a great season this year and they keep continuing to build and become another household name around this area once again. Ohio County, I'm wishing the best for them. I really am, man. I want them to be able to do better this season and get things going. I really want people to feel like they're winning. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what part of where they're at right now, but hopefully they might get it done tonight.
And that's the one thing about this Ohio County team as well. They actually pulled out of district play in KHSAA official rankings as well. They are not technically in district play for this season and next. Unsure as to how long that will happen, but at least hope for 2027 for them to return to district play. But tonight, it's all about this game. It's not about the future. It's not about next week. It's not about next year. It's about who can come away with the win here this afternoon, as we're just now moments away. And Hamp, I can't help but feel like being in Dragons country, we could use a little fire breathing or something. You and I talked about it, and they used to have the scoreboard that breathes fire at one point.
Back in the 90s, man, I'm telling you, sitting over here in the corner, on the right side of where I'm looking at, used to have a dragon sitting there, and when they score, fire breathing.
Gosh, if only they had it now. We got to make a petition for that. Well, we'll step aside as we get opening ceremonies underway. When we come back, we'll wrap up our countdown to kickoff coverage and get things underway here between the Warren Central Dragons and Ohio County Eagles on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Beautiful rendition of our national anthem here this afternoon in Dragons country as the color guard brings the colors off the field. Hamp, it's almost kickoff time.
It's about that time, man. It's about that time for it to go down. Will it be the Dragons or will it be the Eagles? Flying high tonight.
Captains for the Dragons are standing at center field getting ready to head out for the coin toss. One of those is Jules Hyde, who we mentioned had a big start to last game against Warren East. He had a kick return for a touchdown early in that game last week and also is number 23, Shauna Bieberies. Both set and ready to go as the colors still making their way off the field here at Warren Central High School. It's fans continue to pack into the stands here this afternoon. With the colors continuing to head off the field, we appreciate you for joining us here in Dragons Country this afternoon. With the 2-2 Dragons hosting the 0-4 Ohio County Eagles in what's sure to be a fun matchup here tonight. Both teams with plenty of steam ahead, looking to gather wins and maybe for the first time in a long time or to continue their winning ways. Warren Central certainly on the latter end of that, 2-2 and winning their last 2 games on the season so far here on the year. But Ohio County, we've mentioned it already, have not won a game since a win against Edmonson County in 2023, September. Right around 2 years ago this month, that was their last official win on a season. And potentially tonight, maybe they have something to show to these Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Most of the times when it's like that, when you really want to win, you really put in more of an effort and you're really hungry. And the Dragons really shouldn't take this team for granted and think that they are going to just come in and lay down or think they're just going to come in and just blow that fire right all over those eagle wings and just knock them out of the sky. Not going to happen like that.
And Coach Harness heading out onto the field with Jules Hyde and Shauna Bieberis, who will be with him for the coin toss here this afternoon. Captains also heading out onto the field for Ohio County, and their head coach, who is, you can see on your screen if you're watching with us live on our live stream, that is where we are currently sitting for the coin toss. We'll see who ends up coming away with it and who will choose to either receive the ball first or defer it to the second half. We always have this great coverage. It's Ian Lewis bringing you the great shot from the field down below, getting you up close and personal with all the action. He'll be doing that for the rest of the night here this afternoon. It'll be Seth Daniel up on the roof with our typical game camera shots, making sure you get all the action uncovered here. They see the chief official showing off the coin toss. It is tossed, and it looks like Ohio County has won, and they will receive to start this game. They will choose to receive here. That means that Warren Central will have the offense to start the second half after they win the coin toss. Dragons are already set over on the other side, getting ready to run through their tarp. And Dragons tonight, we steal the moon. I think they're Minions themed tonight, Hamp. It took me a minute to figure out why everybody was wearing yellow and blue, and I think I figured it out. They're Minions themed.
I was wondering. I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, Dragons, tonight we steal the moon. You're playing the Eagles. I was trying to figure it out. I would have been like, we're frying Eagles tonight. We're eating. I mean, that's how I would have done
Clip the wings, something.
But okay, Minions night. I get it now.
Fun theme here for the student section is there's plenty of them, as well as the cheer squad, it looks like, for the Dragons that are down there holding up the tarp. As you can see on their screen that says, Dragons tonight, we steal the moon. The Dragons look to soar tonight and hopefully take another win here courtesy against the Ohio County Eagles. And here come the Dragons, led by Jules Hyde through the tarp. Here at home, what better way to start the opening ceremonies as we get ready for kickoff here as the Dragons make their way onto the field.
A win tonight will be a great win for the Dragons. This will be a great start, putting them in the win column right now at 500. They're looking real good. This will be a great win for the Eagles as well if they get it. First win in a long time. Again, like I said, the Dragons know this feeling right here, and I think they might want to make them feel that pain a little bit longer.
First quarter coverage on the way. This first quarter brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Aqualand is family owned and has been serving South Central Kentucky for over 40 years. They specialize in pools, above ground, semi-in-ground, and custom in-ground, plus therapeutic hot tubs, saunas, and cold plunges for year-round comfort. Make sure to visit aqualandfun.com for all your pool and spa needs. That's Aqualand Pool and Spa, your sponsor of your first quarter here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network for our game of the week, which is just set to get underway here at Warren Central High School. Ohio County will be set to receive after they won the coin toss. Hamp, you're getting jittery. It's about time to get going.
Got to get bouncing, man. Stay on your toes. Keep your eyes on the swivel.
Dragons meeting around the 35-yard line before they kick this one back the other way. To send it will be a Dragon wearing the number 33 jersey. uncertain as it's not currently at least listed on the roster that we have been given. But the Dragons will return this back to the Eagles. It'll land at about the 30 where it's scooped up there. Nearly fumbled. It's finally scooped up as the Eagles try to head back to get to the 35. They're to the 36 now. And finally that momentum is stopped, but Dragons almost looked like they ripped it out of his hands before they called that play dead, but that's where the Eagles will start their first drive from their own 36-yard line.
And it looked like every Dragon came out of the cave on that one and surrounded him.
Tonight's officials here for this game is Tyler Jesse, Wes Jolly, Brian Maxson, Tanner Jesse, Zach Eisenberg, Jordan Bottoms, and Jeff Morgan. That is your officiating crew for tonight's game here at Warren Central. And now we'll get our first glimpse of this Ohio County offense this season, led by their quarterback, that's Aiden Ferris, 38 for 79 on the season, but more so for what he's able to do on the ground as well. Lining up under center is Ferris. Two receivers out to the left side. They're going to pitch this one. That's actually not Ferris, it looks like. They're going with a different scheme, are the Eagles here. Loss of one on the play to open things up for the Eagles.
Yeah, that was another tackle for loss, man. That's what Central's does, man. They get back there. This year they really have been attacking and really have been doing a great job keeping the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, we did anticipate it to be Aiden Ferris in that starting quarterback position, but for the first play of the game, it's going to be Kason McLean who takes the opening snap, and now we have Ferris in under center at quarterback who fakes out the throw, but he's brought down quick with a sack and a flag thrown late. We'll see what this penalty will be for or who it will be against. It'll be a holding on the offense, so that will send Ohio County even further back after that sack.
Definitely not the way they want to continue starting out this game. This might be a time for them to maybe put it in the air.
It was Gregory Smith on the sack, I believe, for Warren Central. Multiple Dragons there who swarmed to Ferris's pocket, didn't give him very much time to breathe or look for an opening to get the ball out. As now there's 11 minutes left in this opening quarter, brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. And Ferris now still back in under center at quarterback. Here's the snap. That one snapped high, bounces out of the hands of Ferris, right down to the 10, and Ferris jumps down quick to the 11 after losing the snap there on the snap there. Unfortunate play there for Ferris. Looked like it maybe just tipped off his fingers and bounced so high in the air, but good IQ there to get it down as quick as he could.
Oh yeah, that could have been very disastrous. Starting off with score 2-0 the way the ball was moving, but it was a good thing he was back there to make that to keep it from happening.
It'll now be 3rd and 28 for the Eagles, who are now all the way back at their own 14-yard line. Here's the snap again, bounces out of Ferris's hands, who now goes on a scramble. Heads up the middle past the 10. He broke a couple tackles, gets to the 20 before he's brought down. That will bring up 4th down for the Eagles here as they scramble back to their own 20-yard line, but still, big fall back there. No way they were going to be able to get that first down without a big play.
It looked like he almost was about to get it for a second there. He tried for it. I thought he was going to kick it, but he tried for it.
So first positive play of the game comes courtesy of Aiden Ferris with an 8-yard run to bring up 4th down. And now it looks like the Eagles will punt this one away to get the Dragons offense on the field for the first time tonight. It's going to fake the snap. That one goes way high out back all the way to the end zone. It's scooped up. The Dragons are quick to pounce. Back down the sideline. Plenty of space to run, but he's knocked out of bounds at the 20. And that will now be a turnover on downs to the Dragons, who will pick up their own offensive drive already in the red zone.
Man, I tell you what, I don't know what's going on with the snap, but they got to get that under control right now. They cannot keep doing this the entire game. It will not go over very well. It will be a short night and a long ride home.
First snaps of the game for Warren Central. Tavy Dunn, the quarterback we've talked so highly of, and that snap also thrown up high. But Dunn brings it in, now trying to shake some tackles, but quickly he's brought down by a swarm of Eagles. That'll be a big loss on that play. They snapped it from the 21, and he's brought down around the 30, so a loss of 9, it looks like, on that play for Tavy Dunn and the sack.
Yeah, a swarm of Eagles got on it right there. I thought Tavy was going to break it. He had a little chance there, but Eagles were on it.
Loss of 4 on that play for the Dragons at Tavy Dunn, but they're going to do the direct snap on the QB keeper up the middle to get back to that original line of scrimmage.
Done on the keeper.
Got a gain of 4 on that play.
A gain of 6 on the play. Bring up 3rd and 10.
It's like a gain of 4. We'll put them back at their original line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Tavy Dunn again on the snap. He's going to swing out to his right side. He's got plenty of room to breathe. Throws it over the top. That one's knocked away.
Oh.
Pass intended for Jules Hyde gets knocked out. As now we'll bring up 4th down. But if there's one thing, Hamp, that we didn't talk about, it's the aggression of this Warren Central team. And pretty much every single time they're going to go for it on a 4th down situation. You can count on it.
Oh, yeah. And it's almost like at this point, why not? You know, and even this close to the field, I would probably take that chance.
4th and 10 now will be on the way after the incomplete from Tavy Dunn that was intended for Jules Hyde. But they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here's Dunn dropping back, has time in the pocket, lobs it over the middle to a wide open Hyde in the left corner of the end zone. Touchdown.
There he is. Exactly what we knew they could do.
21 yards, the pass to the house from Dunn to Hyde. For your first Edmonton State Bank touchdown of the game, they waste no time with 8 minutes to go in this first quarter. Let's take a look at it, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green.
Dragons are on to attempt the 2-point conversion.
Wide open was Hyde, no question about that one. Last week he led off the Dragons with a touchdown, and here he is already doing it again.
Man, this is what the Dragons have been doing this season, and they're going to keep pushing it.
First touchdown, they're going to go for 2 here, as they always do.
Yep.
And they're going to get it. 8 points on the board to lead things off for the Dragons. And what better way to start it with 8 minutes to go here in this first quarter. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll see if Ohio County has a chance to respond here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome you back here to the Dragons Keep as we already are kicking things back the other way for the Eagles, who return it back to their own 35. Same spot they dropped and started their last drive on the opening part of the game, and that's where they'll pick it up. As their clock winds down with 7:49 left to go in this first quarter, Dragons scored quickly off a touchdown. Took them 4 plays, and it was on a 4th down that they made that touchdown happen. It was from Tavy Dunn to Jules Hyde, who gets the 21-yard passing touchdown to put the Dragons on the board, and then convert on the 2-point conversion, puts them up 8-0 to start this game. Early already, we're seeing the aggression from the Dragons paying off.
Oh, yeah, that Eagles defense, though, they did do great there. They did a great job holding them until that fourth down. Dragons were just a little too much.
Yeah, Nate Blue and the secondary did a great job of breaking up a pass on 3rd down that was intended for Jules Hyde. And, again, Hyde just managed to find an opening in the secondary the 4th down time around, and this time it looks like it'll be accredited for a sack for the Dragons, but there was a flag thrown in the backfield. It will be holding again on the offense. So, again, 2 opening snaps for the Eagles and back-to-back opening flags thrown for holding as well.
Again, this is not how you want the game to go. I'm telling you, short game, long ride. It's a long, silent hour trip, man. that you would take. I'm hoping the best for them, but, man, I want them to learn from this right here, I hope.
7:40 now left in this opening quarter with the Dragons leading 8-0. Setting up on the defense for the Dragons, it looks like they'll be setting up in the zone, and here's the snap. Thrown over the top for the Eagles, down the right sideline, tackled quickly. Short gain on the play in the first positive pass play for the Eagles tonight.
By number 11, Maddox Carter for a short gain will bring up 2nd and long.
Looks like a gain of 5 on the play for the Eagles. That was Trey Abney on the catch. 7 minutes now left in this opening quarter. Ferris still in under center at quarterback. Here's the snap. Snaps looking a lot cleaner now, at least on this drive for the Eagles, but quickly he is brought down before he can get a gain. It'll be a loss of 2 for the Eagles.
That should be on the keeper.
On the QB keeper was Ferris.
The Dragons line is just back there, and then right behind them are the linebackers. So they're back there in the backfield pretty quick. That offensive line on Ohio County has got to try to do their best to hold them up and protect that quarterback.
Nico Nicolausi is one of those guys for the Dragons who's been able to put a lot of pressure on in the secondary, and now the Eagles are looking for a chance to test it as that's thrown across the middle and bounces around the 40-yard line. Incomplete. Will bring up 4th down. So now it'll be 4th and 16 for the Eagles. See if they decide to go for it or punt this one away. It looks like they will opt to punt. Last time around, they opted for the same on 4th down and resulted in a long snap that went over the top and could not get hauled in, and they returned it to about the 21-yard line. And that one, it's hauled in for a little better attempt. This one's going to be a rainbow shot straight up, landed about the 40. No, it's going to land out of bounds in the middle of the Dragons bench, it looks like.
Man, he didn't get his foot on it the way that he wanted to, you know. I mean, it looked like he came off wrong, and it was an end over end, right out of bounds, went straight up in the air. So, I mean,
Ohio County 45-yard line.
Tough.
Warren Central offense back out onto the field, and this time they'll start their second offensive drive of the game at the Eagles' 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Fresh set of first downs. It's brought to you by the Blowout Co. Here's a snap from Dunn. There's a flag thrown in the backfield. Handoff to Hyde, who's trying to shake and bake up down the right sideline. He's got plenty of open space to breathe. He's knocked out of bounds inside the 30, but there was a flag thrown in the back.
Juju Hyde on the end around. Flag on the play. Illegal shift.
Illegal shift on the offense, so that'll go against the Dragons and send them back after what would have been another Blowout Co. first down for the Dragons with that big run from Hyde. Is now going to instead send them back.
1st and 15, Warren Central from
Now we're going to see how Central responds to this. This gives the Ohio County Eagles defense a chance to make great stops. They've been doing pretty decent on defense. So this is an opportunity right here for them. Dragons don't want to start this way either.
Coach Harness on the sideline was making sure that his guys understood the play this time around, avoiding a penalty like that. Here's the snap on a 1st and long. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Plenty of space to breathe. Nearly gets the first down. Comes up just short.
Walter Moore on the carry. Gain goes for 14 yards, brought down by number 6 for the
Going to be Walter Moore on the carry for the Dragons. 14-yard gain on the ground.
36-yard line.
As we're seeing this run game really come to life, they're going to punch it up the middle with Tavy Dunn to get that first down. First down complete. Brought to you by the Blowout Co. for the Dragons. 1-yard rush for Tavy Dunn.
Short gain good enough for Warren Central. First down.
Warren Central's first down of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Second first down so far here tonight. Rounded back from that penalty with a big run game, and now the Dragons going to continue to punch their way towards the red zone. They'll snap this from the Eagles' 34. 4:50 left in the opening quarter. Here's the snap. Hand off to Hyde. No, Dunn's going to keep it. Throws it out deep. Has a receiver there. It's broken up late. Incomplete.
Good D right there. The way to get those hands up and knock it down. They both could have tried for the interception, but that's what you do right there. You knock those down. I told you this defense is doing pretty well.
The Ramon North was the intended target for Tavy Dunn, but just could not fight off 2 DBs out there in the secondary that were going to swat that ball away. But you've already seen that Dunn's not afraid to air out the football.
Oh, no.
He has the capability. He's got the arm and the talent to get it there. But just great defense, like you mentioned, so far from the Eagles. Here's the snap. This time a handoff again to Moore. Runs up the middle, comes up just short of the first down. Looks like a gain of 9 on the play.
Brought down by Powers on the play. Bring up 3rd and 2.
Walter Moore on that run.
Timeout on the field.
And we'll have a timeout for an injury. There is a Dragon currently down on the field. We can't see who it is. looks like maybe it might be Walter Moore, actually, who just made that run, who is currently down on the field for the Dragons. Injury timeout currently. You see Coach Harness pacing around the sidelines. Getting up to his feet, that is Walter Moore, who is able to climb up. He's got a little bit of a wince, looks like in that left leg, but is walking himself back to the sideline under his own power. Good to see that.
Oh, yeah. He'll start running up and down the sidelines, working back out. Probably just a little twist. Somebody might have got him at the bottom of the pile. Not saying that they do that anymore, Ryan.
4:26 now left in this opening quarter. It's an 8-0 Dragons lead after a successful 4-play drive for the Dragons in their first offensive drive with a 21-yard pass to cap it off from Tavy Dunn to Jules Hyde. It ended in a touchdown, but here's the snap on this play for 3rd and short. Should get him to the first down marker, and that'll move the chains for a blowout first down.
Dunn on the keeper. Gains good enough for a Warren Central first down.
Done on the keeper for Warren Central, 4:10.
23-yard line.
4:10 now left in this opening quarter with an 8-0 Dragons lead. Just outside the red zone is Warren Central. They'll snap this ball from the 24 in Eagles territory. Here's the snap. That one's out high. Having to recover it all the way back at around the 50 is the Dragons, and they managed to hold on to it. That was number 17. That was Kathan Forte.
Ooh, I don't know if that turf was a little fast for him right there. I mean, they should be used to it by now, but, man, that was a high snap.
That was Kathan Forte, who was going to take the direct snap, but it just soared over top of him, and he had to run all the way back to nearly the 50. It was all the way back at the 47 that he had to jump on top of the football. And now it'll bring up 2nd and way long, 2nd and 34 now for the Dragons, inside 3.5 minutes to go. Here's the snap for Dunn. Falling back immediately under pressure, throws it over the top in the pocket. It's picked off.
Pick off.
Ohio County on the return. Back to the midfield line before he's brought down. On the interception for the Eagles, it's Eli Warren who picks it off Tavy Dunn.
Man, he's been on it today. He's knocked down a few passes, and now he picks one off.
Here's a replay here. You see Dunn drop back. He sells the pass downfield, but man, just drops right in the bucket to Warren as if he was waiting for it. Heads back down the sideline, and that's where Ohio County will now try to take this full head of steam and drive their own way down the field for a score. But it's the Dragons who lead 8-0. Aiden Ferris back in under center. Running out onto the field is Gage Ashby, the junior for the Eagles, who will line up on the right side. 3 receivers out to the left. Off the screen, it's caught down to the 45, but man, is a spear. Wow. Comes in from Jalen Kendrick. Big tackle there off a gain of 6, it looks like, for Ohio County. Take a look courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Look at this hit stick from him. My goodness. Brings him down effortlessly. Does Jalen Kendrick, who was reading that offensive scheme. Now it comes up 2nd and 5. Here's the snap directly to Ferris on the QB keeper up the middle. Should have a gain of 3.
That tackle by Kendrick right there, that is textbook. That's how you do it. You wrap up, you drive your legs, you push them down, and that was just textbook. I love that tackle.
Aiden Ferris had that short run gain there. Gain of 3 on that play for the quarterback. As they'll line up here with 3rd and 3 with 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Here's a snap for Ferris. QB keeper again, heads off to the left side, has some blocks, gets the first down and then some. Knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Ship the chains, that's a blowout first down. Inside 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Ohio County doing what we probably expected, running their offense through Ferris and finding some success here early on.
Oh, most def. That was a great run right there that he had using his legs. That's what he's been doing this season.
So far on the season for Ferris, 2 touchdowns passing on the year, but also 2 touchdowns of his own on the ground. Here's a direct snap. The back pass that's dropped, then scooped up. Call that a fumble, but it's recovered by the Eagles.
Powers on the reception.
It was passed to Powers.
Brought down by 11, Dakota Hunter.
Carson Powers, the senior on the catch, who fumbled it and ended up scooping it back up to prevent anything from happening, but it'll be a loss of 1, bring up 2nd and 11.
It was a good thing Hunter was right there on it, because if he'd have scooped it up and kept rolling, he'd put a touchdown and probably made it even.
On the snap here, it's going to be a pitch over the side, a short gain that time, all the way to the 30 for the Eagles. It'll be a gain of 3.
It looked like he tried to jump him on that one. I didn't know if he was trying to Saquon Barkley him or not.
Carson Powers trying to make up for that previous play and gets a short gain off the reverse pitch with now 34 seconds to go in this opening quarter. We'll see if the Eagles try to stomp their foot on the gas and get a score up. Here's the snap. Thrown off to the right side. That one's caught. Immediately brought down was Trey Abney. No gain. It'll be another loss of 3.
The Dragons read that play absolutely perfect.
Pass is caught by number 11.
I'm about surprised he didn't pick it off.
It'll be 4th and 11 now.
And long from the Warren Central 35
for the Eagles. This will be at the Warren Central 35-yard line.
And
the first quarter clock goes ahead and runs out, and it's the Dragons who lead here after 1, 8-0 here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Beautiful view of Friday Night Lights here, courtesy of Seth Daniel up on the roof of the press box here. What better place to be than a football Friday night here in South Central Kentucky, especially between the Warren Central Dragons and the Ohio County Eagles. It's the Dragons that lead 8-0 after 1. We're here to start the second quarter, brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. Ohio County looks to be punting this one away. It could be a direct snap. We'll see how they choose to go here on 4th downs. They haven't gone great for them so far, and it's another high snap that goes way up high, all the way back to the 40, where it's picked up and dropped, and that is where the Dragons will pick up that 4th down conversion. Again, unfortunate high snap there for the Eagles.
So unfortunate, and that was, what, a 30-40-yarder? I mean, so much positive that was going there, so much great momentum, and it just crushed like that. I don't know what it is they need to do, but they need to fix it.
Snapping has kind of been the plague for the Eagles so far tonight. We've even seen the Dragons had one or two in there as well. It could always come down to the newness of the turf and still trying to find an adjustment, some inexperience under center. But now the Dragons back in on the offense. Here's Tavy Dunn on the QB keeper. He's going to get that first down and then some. Just past the chains. That'll move it for another blowout coat first down.
And a host of Eagles right there to gather around him and bring him down. It's a good thing it was 3 or 4 of them, or he could have broke one.
Big run there for Tavy Dunn, again, who's not afraid to use his legs despite throwing for over 200 yards a game. We'll see if he does it here. Screen pass off to his right side. That one's caught. Head down the sideline is North. Shakes a tackle, shakes another before he's knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Man. That fake to the sideline, I thought he was going out of bounds, and he brought it back in. That was smart.
The first and goal, Dragons from the Ohio County 10.
He slowed it down and everything, Ryan. I just knew he was going out of bounds. He slowed down like he was going out and cut back in.
That was North, who uses his speed and control to get to the inside the 10. But now here we go for potentially another touchdown, but a good stop there by the Eagles will bring Tavy Dunn just short of the 2-yard line.
Got an Eagle down.
Eagle currently down on the sideline around the 2-yard line on the near side of the field. But he's helped back up to his feet. Looks like he's just a little shaken up, and they'll send a substitute out to replace him. But Tavy Dunn on a strong run gets him to the 2. 2nd and goal for the Dragons. As we're going to call this one dead. We were still in the middle of substituting out some players after that brief injury timeout. And we'll call a timeout. Is Ohio County. 8-0 lead for the Dragons, a timeout for Ohio County. And just 2 yards out are Warren Central for being able to score. As we'll step aside when we come back. Will they be able to punch their ticket back into the end zone? We'll see right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
Welcome you back to Warren Central as the Dragons are right on the 2-yard line, eager to score. They're going to look for the direct snap, potentially, and a run into the end zone with 10:31 left here in the second quarter. Here's the punch right up the middle. Call that a touchdown for the Dragons. Edmonton State Bank touchdown number 2 for Warren Central.
The Dragons are just a little too much right there in that area. The defense is getting a little tired right now, being on the field as much as they've been on right now, Ryan.
Number 8, it's Javion Smith. You see on the run here, punches his ticket up the middle. No doubt on that house call, he gets another touchdown. Touchdown number 2 is Smith. Touchdown number 1 was from Tavy Dunn to Jules Hyde as the Dragons now lead 14-0. And their two-point attempt is no good, comes up just short, right past the 1-yard line. They were oh so close and just couldn't bring it in, but still a 14-0 lead early for the Dragons.
Oh, yeah, and you know, if they get back in the end zone, they'll just go for it again.
We know how aggressive they are, and that's something that Coach Harness has said, is that they're not afraid to push the envelope, and that his guys have bought into that. And as we look at some other scores around the region here at Warren Central, it's the Dragons that lead 14-0 at the end of one between Edmonson County and Hart County. Edmonson County leads 7-0 in that regard. Bowling Green 7-0 at the end of one over Barron County. Into the first quarter between Metcalfe and Monroe. Monroe leads 7-6 over the Hornets. And between Logan and ACS at the end of the first quarter, it's 7-0 Logan County. And end of one between Paducah Tillman and Franklin Simpson. Paducah Tillman leads 6-0 over the Wildcats. That's your scores from around the region. And we're here at Warren Central with the Dragons up 14-0 with 10:27 left to go in this second quarter. Will the Eagles find some rhythm and hopefully manage a response here? Because it looked like we saw some on their previous drive that their run game started to get going a little bit before it all seemed to fall apart on that fourth down.
Well, I know they're hoping so, and we shall see right here momentarily because this is their time.
On the kick return from the Dragons to the Eagles, they will wave this one off and up to pick it up from there. 10:27 left in this second quarter and in this first half. And some other scores around the region. Glasgow is absolutely rolling against Adair County. End of first quarter, Glasgow leads Adair County 22-0. The Scotties are on a roll and looking to stay undefeated on the season.
Go ahead, Scotties.
10:27 left in this second quarter. It's a 14-0 Dragons lead if you're just now joining us on the live stream or over the airwaves. It's going to be a snap from Ohio County. Runs it up the middle, back to the line of scrimmage. Short gain on that play. Gain of 1. Bring up 2nd and 9.
Too many Dragons swarmed in too fast on them.
On the run for the Eagles was number 22, Tanner Wood. They've got several running backs. They've kind of rotated out in this system. They've got Eli Warren, also got Tanner Wood that you just seen on that run. Now with 9:55 left to go in this second quarter. Here's the snap. On the QB keeper
Flag on the
was
play.
Ferris, but they'll throw the flag just after the snap. It'll be a false start on the offense. That will send them backwards. And again, Hamp, it's not one specific penalty area. It seems like for the Eagles, it's just kind of a fluctuation of different things on every snap.
One is too many, and I don't know, this halftime for them, they're gonna have a serious talking to, because I know they can't have it out there on the field right now.
9:40 to go here in this first half. And it's Ferris still in at quarterback, who throws it off to the left side. There's a flag again thrown late, potentially a holding around the offensive line. We'll wait for the official call, and it'll be an illegal shift. This time around, it's on Ohio County. And we've got a injury timeout again on the field for a Eagle down around the 24-yard line, as coaches and medical assistants are now speaking to him. It looks like it could be something to do with a leg. Talking things over. He is still on the ground. We can't see who it is just yet. With 9:28 to go here in this second quarter. Eagles are taking their knee. The Dragons are off on their sideline with Coach Harness and some of the other coaching staff. And they've gotten the Ohio County player up on his feet. Or actually not up on his feet, but he is now sitting up. He had been laying on the ground, and they're going to help him to his feet. And he'll be able to walk himself back to the sideline. That's number 54. Looks like no one listed, at least on the roster that we've been given, as number 54 for Ohio County, but glad to see him walk under his own power back to the sideline, hopefully just a little shaken up after a big hit.
Oh, yeah, you never want to see anybody go down, no matter what. No matter who you're for, who you're against, or whatever. I always like to see a healthy team play as strong as they can, 100%.
Ohio County heading back out onto the field. It'll be a 3rd and long, about 3rd and 18 on the way for the Eagles with 9:20 left to go in this second quarter. Here's the snap from Ferris, trying to shake a tackle, but immediately under pressure. Another sack for Warren Central. And they keep moving backwards. They've now been forced inside their own 20-yard lines. We take a look at this, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green.
14-yard line.
On the run, immediately under pressure from a swarm of Dragons. We've said it multiple times tonight, and so far Ferris has had a couple of plays where he's broken free, but the Dragons have just been putting on the pressure, it feels like, every single snap.
Oh, yeah, and you got Chapman and Duncan going in every time, bringing serious pressure.
Loss of 6 on that sack against Ohio County. It'll be another attempt to punt this one away. Here's the snap. That one's lost off to the left side. It's going to have to be scooped up inside the end zone. Right around to the left side on the recovery for the Eagles. It'll get dropped at the 2-yard line. So a turnover on downs again and a flag thrown late. Potentially for an unsportsmanlike. Looking for the final call from the chief official.
Right then, he should have went ahead and taken a knee.
After
Back there,
the play, dead ball, personal foul assessed to the Eagles.
So it'll be a personal foul on the Eagles. And that'll bring up first down Warren Central, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be right on the 1-yard line.
That's why he should have took a knee. If he would have took a knee, that's 2 points rather than what could possibly be 8 or 7 or 6. And they would have had the ball downfield a little bit further and gave themselves a better chance.
So now the Dragons are going to look to snap this ball. It could be another direct snap with Javion Smith. Here's a snap on the way. 1st and goal. On the keeper, up the middle, punches in the ticket. Another Edmonton State Bank touchdown for the Dragons.
Another one. It looks like the Dragons are just taking advantage of every opportunity that they're getting here tonight.
And we already know they're going to go for 2. We'll take a look back at this touchdown courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Right up the gut. Dragons not afraid to get down to the trenches, as here they are going for 2. Here's the snap. Down to the right side. He'll make a break for it. Flag thrown in the back, but as of now, The 2 points was collected, but it's a holding on the offense, so the attempt will not count.
We'll replay the try.
But they'll replay their try at going for 2, I believe.
I'm guessing they are. I wonder, do they have a kicker? Does anyone ever kick a field goal or try to kick a field goal?
I don't know that they've, at least when I was looking at some statistics for this game, Warren Central has not attempted a field goal this season.
The whole season?
Whole season. They go for 2 every time. They go for it on 4th down every time.
Hey, sounds like Coach played a lot of Madden.
He's not afraid to push the boundaries here. Here's the snap, going for 2, Dunn off to the right side, end zone to North. That one's incomplete, overthrown. Would have got them in for 2 once again, but there's another flag on the play. And it'll be a pass interference on the offense, so it'll be declined. And that try for 2 is incomplete, no good. Ohio County will now receive on the kick return.
The defense doing the best that they can. The offense needs work.
You can
Central is doing great.
You saw Coach Harness talking it over with North and ensuring him that play was not on him, just slightly overthrown by Tavy Dunn, but a good look nonetheless, as well as that negative pass interference call. With the official still talking it over with Coach Harness just to confirm what it was officially, but it'll be the Dragons now who kick it back to the Eagles, who now trail 20-0 with 8:24 left in this second quarter. Hamp, if you're the Eagles, it just comes down to minimizing those mistakes.
That's it. That's it. If you minimize the mistakes, leave the penalties alone, your defense is doing pretty good. Offense, you got to do your job now.
That one bounces around the feet of an Eagle, and he has to run down to the left side, add back up the middle. He's stopped at the 21-yard line. And the Eagles will start this drive from there with 8:24 left to go in this first half.
1st and 10 Eagles from their own 21-yard line.
The sun has now completely set here in Dragons country. Warren Central having themselves a night. They're Minion themed. If you see a couple of yellow and blue dressed people standing around the arena, that is Minions themed. They had a Tonight We Steal the Moon banner, and so far it looks like they're going to try and steal another win here against the Eagles with a 20-0 lead early. Eagles run it for a gain of 7. Their first snap of this drive.
And that was a good run by Eden right there. That's another positive moment for them. It's a good momentum drive for them. So, I mean, they just keep doing this right here, and they might be okay. Dragons defense don't need to sleep on these Eagles.
They'll bring up 2nd and 3 now for Ohio County after that 7-yard run from Ferris. Like we mentioned, these Eagles winless the last 2 seasons so far. It's been about 2 years now since the Eagles have been able to notch that win column. And they'd like nothing more than to hang their hats on a season where they were able to do that, as that previous play would be a loss of 2.
By a host of Dragons for a short loss, bring up 3rd and 6 from the Ohio County 25-yard line.
Loss of 3 on that play for the Eagles. 7:24 now left in the first half. Here's a snap thrown over the top by Ferris. That one's caught. No, dropped late of what would have been a first down, incomplete, intended for Trey Abney.
Ferris' pass falls incomplete.
That incomplete will bring up 3rd and 6, or 4th and 6 now for Ohio County. $7:18 to go now in the second quarter. Dragons sending out their special teams receiving unit with Jules Hyde back to receive, and he's someone dangerous because we've noted it already last week against Warren East in the opening kick return from Warren East to the Dragons. It was him who managed to take off with it, and some chaos here unfolding on the snap on that 4th down before the Eagles are dropped down. It'll send the Dragons offense out there just shy of the red zone once again with 7:07 left in the second quarter.
Another opportunity here for the Dragons. I mean, they're definitely right where they want to be, and they've had short field the whole game. I don't think they've seen their side of the field.
And in an opportunity like this could allow you to potentially open up the field a little bit if you're Warren Central. Open up the playbook. This pass from Dunn to North, off to the right side, inside the 15, inside the 10. He wants vengeance, dives for the end zone, and he comes up just shy. I think he got knocked out right around the 2.
Complete to number 0, North.
Carson Powers made the stop right there. He stopped him just short so he couldn't get in there.
Dragons from the Ohio County 3-yard
So North, with a strong run, he could have had that 2-point conversion completed, but it was just overthrown, and this time around he decided to take it into his own hands and gets the Dragons all the way up to the 2-yard line. Here's the snap from Dunn. That one's pitched back, off to the right side, run the Dragons, diving for the end zone. Another Edmonton State Bank touchdown for Warren Central. 2-yard run from number 21. That's DeJon Simmons with the touchdown.
These Dragons are definitely flying high, and they are blowing fire tonight.
If they still had that fire-breathing scoreboard, it'd be getting booked overtime tonight as we take a look at the replay courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. It's number 21, DeJon Simmons, who effortlessly makes that dive over an Eagles defender to the end zone. Now going for 2 are the Dragons. He's not done yet. Runs into the end zone. 2-point conversion complete. The 8 points full for Simmons. He would not be denied, and he had plenty of space to make it happen.
Tell you what, this is a situation where coach says, you know what I'm doing, stop it. Stop it. We're going to do it every time. Stop it.
Now, when we talked to Coach Harness, he did say that what you're seeing is going to be like basketball on grass.
Hey.
He said they push their pedal to the floor. They go all out as much as they can. Basketball on grass. That was how he described it.
I like that. I like that analogy right there. That shows somebody that's just going for it, man, every time. Not afraid to take the chances. And a lot of times you take big chances, you win big rewards.
With their first year back in 5A as well. Had been in 6th year last season, and Coach Harness's first year with the program. Now dropped back down to 5A. Talking to Coach Harness, he doesn't see necessarily that that's going to be too big of a worry for this program, but, man, what a tough district they've joined into with Bowling Green. You got Barron County. You got a multitude of teams now that are good year in and year out. And with the Dragons on the rise, you can only imagine the competition is just going to get better and better.
Oh, yeah. I'm so interested and ready to see them start with district play because it's going to be absolutely awesome, especially watching them play in the way they're playing tonight.
6:46 left in this second quarter. It's a 28-0 Dragons lead. Drum roll, please. This kick return is going to drop about the 35. Scooped up there by the Eagles. On the run back. Nearly found a wide open window before he's brought down at the 46.
Get over here. He got stopped and pulled back, man. I mean, I thought he was going to break it there for a second.
That was Connor Gott on the return for Ohio County, who nearly had himself a wide open lane to the end zone and what would have put the Eagles on the board for the first time tonight as they trail 28-0. But now they'll start this drive from their own 47-yard line. Be first and 10 on the way for the Eagles. Can the Eagles respond? First and 10. Here's a snap. Ferris is immediately under pressure from multiple Dragons who bring him down swiftly. Loss of 2 on the play. Loss of 2 on the QB keeper for Ferris.
Jadis is right there in his face, and he missed him barely. But number 11 there was right there on him. He was right there with it, so he couldn't get anywhere.
Christian Hunter had a scope set, and he fired away. He had him taken down quickly. Was there to back him up, and then a multitude of other Dragons swarmed in to finish off the sack. 6 minutes now left in this second quarter and in this first half. Here's the snap. Slow to go are the Eagles, but the Dragons quick to respond on the tackle. Another loss. Looks like a loss of 5 on that play.
Nico again.
McLean.
Nico read that perfect. He was right on it. I mean, I don't know if they need to just remember that they need to change that play, but Central Dragons are on that particular play right there.
Nico Nicolausi, he's the leading tackler here for the Dragons this season so far. Came in tonight with 26 on the year. And adds another one there, as it'll now be 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 here for the Eagles on a QB keeper. Brought down quickly on the sack. for Warren Central. Swing away, Jonah Chapman. No doubt on that sack.
Woo! I'm telling you, he was on him like white on rice. I'm telling you, he was right on top of him as the ball snapped. I thought he was going to take it from him.
What a play from Chapman, who, again, on the QB keeper design snap to Ferris, is already in his face before he can look over his shoulder. And that will put the Eagles back in another fourth down situation with a 28-0 Dragons lead with 4:45 left to go in this second quarter. Here's the snap. That one lobbed in. This one punted.
Okay.
Looks like it'll land about the 35 where it's picked up. Looks like it's Hyde. Hyde on the return. Cuts back to his left. Scooped up at the Eagles 46. Looks like the ball got out. The Dragons seem to think they recovered. Waiting for the official ruling on the field.
Across midfield.
As Jules Hyde did fumble the football as he came down, but it looks like the Dragons will maintain possession.
First and 10 Dragons.
First and 10 Dragons on the way, brought to you by
47-yard line.
the Blowout Co. Take a look at it here. You see that ball come out late and bounce towards our side of the field. Luckily, a couple of Dragons there with the assist to hold on to the football in the possession. 4:29 left to go in this second quarter. Tavy Dunn back in under center at quarterback. Here's the snap. Dunn dropping back. He's looking over the top. They're going to fire it deep over the middle. That one's caught by Hyde.
Wow.
Hyde inside the 10,
Wow.
inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Hyde yet again.
Oh, good God almighty.
47 yards.
47 yards to the house. Jules Hyde's got a house call, and he answered it for 47 yards. Another Edmonton State Bank touchdown. Let's take a look back at it, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. That's that arm strength we talk about from Tavy Dunn, and Hyde perfectly placed between those two Eagles in the secondary. Comes away with his second touchdown of the game, and here we are again. Going for two are the Dragons. They punched it up the middle. This time again from number 21, Simmons. The two-point conversion is complete. 36-0 Dragons before halftime.
The Dragons have created their fire, and they are cooking on it. I'm telling you, boy, they are roasting Eagle tonight. The Eagles have had a chance after chance after chance, and at this point in time, 36-0, got to take advantage of the opportunities that they can. The momentum was in their favor at one point. They let it go. Now we're going to see how they respond and how they react to this, and we're going to see if the Dragons relax and get conservative.
47 yards. The pass from Dunn and the finisher from Jules Hyde, who gets his second touchdown of the game, already making his case for tonight's player of the game early in this first half. But with that 36-0 score now with 4:22 left in this second quarter, that should inevitably kick off the running clock.
Yes, sir. Never want to see that clock start and not stop.
Almost halftime here with 4:22 left in this second quarter. It's the Dragons. Kick returning to the Eagles. Two Eagles back to receive, and around the 20-yard line is where they're floating. There's a return as it's picked up by McLean. McLean on the keeper up the middle. Cuts back up the inside. Is brought down at the 35-yard line.
McLean.
4:10 left in the second quarter, and the clock will continue to wind down as Ohio County's offense heads back out onto the field.
From their own 36-yard line.
4 minutes now to go here in this second quarter. It's been a dominant performance for the Dragons so far tonight, the only way you can put it. Clock winding down, 3:45 now left in the second quarter. Here's the snap to Ferris. Dropping back, looking to his right side, trying to evade some tackles, lobs it over the top. He nearly finds Eli Warren stranded in the flat all by his lonesome, but just slightly overthrows him. Man, how clutch would that have been if he could have got that completion?
If he would have gotten that one would have been absolutely miraculous, because he had 4 or 5 Dragons breathing down his neck, and he did not leave that pocket. He stayed right there and tossed it out. Woo! He almost got it.
Clock winded down, 3:15 now left in this second quarter. Ohio County off the incomplete will bring up 2nd and 10. Pass from Ferris that was intended for Warren after he was under immense pressure in the pocket. Here's the snap. Dropping back. Ferris off to his right side, and he's going to get swiftly brought down again Another swarm of Dragons just not giving him a chance to breathe. So an incomplete will now bring up, or incomplete, and then that sack will bring up 3rd and long. Looks like a loss of 8 there from Ferris. 2:35 now to go in this second quarter with the running clock in effect. 36-0 your score. Dragons out front after a dominant first half. 3rd and long on the way for the Eagles. Some shifting in motion underway for Ohio County. Dragons dropping back into a zone to defend. That one's scooped in by the Eagles. Good gain there on the catches. Max Stackliff, who hauls in that slightly overthrown pass and brings it down to get past the 40.
Bring up 4th and 6 from the Ohio County 41-yard line.
Gain of 13.
Good thing Chapman was there for that stop.
Dragons faithful are rooting for a stop here on this 4th down, as it looks like the Eagles are going to go for it here. Dropping back is Ferris, the flag thrown late, just after the snap. It'll be a false start on the offense, just getting a little jittery. Or the Eagles, and that will push them backwards on that 4th and 10.
How will they respond? How will they respond? These penalties, short game, long ride home.
Short game, long ride home.
I've had
30.
a few. I've been in a few.
I feel like you've experienced
I've been in a few. Oh, those are quiet rides home.
No doubt.
Oh, no talking.
Here's the snap. Ferris drops back to the 30. Chucks it all the way up inside the 40. That one's nearly picked off and oh so close to getting brought in by Max Stackliff. He was so close to hauling in that football, but it comes up incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs.
The opportunity was there. The momentum was in their favor on that one. Man, catch drop.
And that will mark Ohio County's 4th turnover tonight, as the final minute of this first half is winding down. Running clock in effect. It's the Dragons who lead 36-0. Tavy Dunn in at quarterback, and they'll snap it from the 36. Tavy Dunn stepping up in the pocket, fires away. That one intended for North, who holds it in. Can you believe it? Inside the 10 where he's brought down. Wow! Are you kidding me, Ramon?
Roughing the passer called to Ohio County. We have the distance from the end of the catch.
Wow!
We'll set up 1st and goal for the Dragons.
1st and goal on the way for the Dragons, but oh my goodness.
Almost interception. Turn into a great catch.
Courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Look at this replay. What a pass off the defender. Wow. 20 seconds in this opening half. Here's Dunn trying to punch the final ticket. He's going to hold on to it off to his left side. Pitch it over the top to North, trying to finish the job. He's brought down at the 2. So a short gain there will now bring up 2nd and goal. Gain of 2 off that pass to North. And the clock, in the running clock effect, will run it out. The Dragons, however, will start the second half with the football. But what a dominant performance in this first half for Warren Central. 36-0 after 2 full quarters and another half to play here with the running clock in effect. But man, the Dragons soaring high so far here at home. And with that Minions theme, I think they could steal the moon if they wanted to. We'll step aside and be back to give you a halftime breakdown of all the stats so far and the big performers right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated. And from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
We know getting your car serviced isn't exactly your favorite thing to do.
That's why we don't treat it like it's just another job.
You want it done fast without cutting corners.
We get it right the first time.
You've got places to be.
So we move like your schedule depends on it. Because it does.
Clear communication, no surprises.
Trust goes further than miles.
Toyota of Bowling Green.
We make servicing your vehicle simple.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to Warren Central High School for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. It's halftime show time, and it'll be a little bit of extended coverage as it's homecoming festivities here tonight at Warren Central. And what a homecoming it's been. 36-0, the Dragons lead at the half. And, man, there's just so many numbers to look over, especially for the Dragons. So many touchdowns, so much done both on the ground and in the air as we look at a couple of key statistics here for the Dragons so far. If you break down all the totals here, at least for their offense, 136 passing yards so far through that first half, 48 on the ground, tallying up to 184 total. Even with some granted field position in certain situations, you've seen some big passes, a 47-yard touchdown bomb from Tavy Dunn to Jules Hyde. That is the only way you can describe that huge pass there. I mean, it was a phenomenal play from Dunn to Hyde. No surprise there. Other scores are going on around the region as well, but also on turnovers and first downs, Warren Central has continuously moved the ball downfield, even when given that better field advantage, other than that first snap of the game where they scored the touchdown on the fourth down. There's 9 first downs so far for Warren Central, 1 first down through the entire first half for Ohio County. And no turnovers so far for Warren Central, though they did have that interception from Tavy Dunn that was picked off by Eli Warren, but Ohio County has 4 turnovers on the night coming from those fourth downs, and still yet to break into the scoring pylon. But it's 184 total yards on the night for the Dragons so far, 136 through the air, 48 on the ground. but it's almost the opposite story for Ohio County. They've had a lot of negative plays that have resulted in some smaller numbers, 18 passing, only 4 rushing, 22 total offensive yards that they've managed to generate so far through that first half.
Oh, my gosh. The Dragons just have been on the move. It's not to say that the Eagles haven't had an opportunity because, like you said, they've had moments where they were right there, doing great things, momentum and all. And then next thing you know, penalty. Next thing you know, ball thrown 30, 40 yards behind the quarterback. I mean, there's mistakes that are being made that if they would just, tweak some stuff, they would be okay. The defense has been doing all right. Well, they were. But, they're on the field most of the game.
Yes. So the Dragons, again, rolling with their offense. 4 touchdowns already so far and multiple completed 2-point conversions as well. All of those have come courtesy of number 21. That's DeJon Simmons, who has looked so light on his feet in those situations that we already know that the Dragons go for it on every single opportunity. When they're going to go for 2, you don't have to doubt when they're going to go for 2 or if they're going to go for 2. It's when, because that they go for it every single time. Coach Harness says that's just how they do. It's what they believe in. They believe in that aggression. Like we mentioned, it's basketball on turf, or basketball on grass, however you want to describe it here. But it's an exciting brand of football to watch, especially when you got a quarterback like Tavy Dunn.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to play the Dragons, everybody should know now you need to be able to play a red zone play. You need red zone plays because anytime they score, they're going for 2. So you're going to have to stop that every single time. And of course, they're going to get it a few times. They might not get all of them, but they will get them most of the time like they have here tonight.
Now, with this running clock in effect, 36-0 here at halftime, you may see the Dragons maybe dig into their playbook a little bit, try some different things out that they haven't had a chance to do so far this season. But, Hamp, it's not been all offense. Obviously, the Dragons have held the Eagles to those 0 points and such little yards so far through that first half. But what do they look like defensively?
Oh, my gosh. Defensively, you had Dragons all over the place. I'm just going to name a few key notes there. You got Jaden, you got Kendrick, you got Nico, you got Jadis has been doing this thing. Hunter's been all over the place and combined 6 sacks.
Wow.
For the team. 6 sacks. Woo! And Chapman has 2 of those as well as Jadis has 2 of those. So, I mean, like, they're all over it, man. The defense is definitely coming to claim and protect and defend the cave, man. The Dragon's lair is being protected.
Now, Hemp, you've mentioned how solid this defense looks. You can tell they're well coached by how they play on the defensive side of the ball. Something of note as well, along with that sack number, 10 sacks so far coming into this game. Go ahead and tally 6. They've already almost doubled.
So this, oh my gosh.
Already almost doubled through that first half.
Already.
But the most surprising thing is 4 games played last season, through those first 4 games of their season last year for Central, they had none. No sacks were recorded last year by the Dragons through their first 4 games. Already now, halfway through this game, 16 on the season.
It just shows you where they've come from, man. Again, I said it earlier. Dragon pride, Central pride is coming back. When you have a lot of pride in your coach, your team, your fellow Dragons, your fellow teammates, your fellow school chums. You know what I'm saying? And I said chums. But yeah. I mean, when you have that pride like that, man, I mean, it goes a long way to each and every sport: football, baseball, basketball. Everybody gets that and feels it, and it charges up. And the Central and Dragons are right back where they used to be in their hearts, for sure.
And I think that's why even more so, I love this idea that Coach Harness has adopted of basketball on grass or basketball on turf, because most people, at least in recent years, have looked at Warren Central and they said their basketball. Their basketball is so strong. It is every single year. They have been for a long time now under Coach Unseld, but now maybe you adopt a little bit more of that environment, that support that you mentioned, that pride, and is now carrying over to the football field for what feels like the first time in a long time.
Oh yeah, and to feel it here is absolutely amazing, especially on homecoming.
Great crowd here for homecoming. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at some highlights from that first half as the Dragons put up those 4 touchdowns. When we come back here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back here to Warren Central High School. It's halftime here in Bowling Green. 36-0 your score between the Dragons and the Eagles. Running clock in effect. Homecoming festivities currently wrapping up. We'll expect the teams back out on the field shortly to warm things back up. We talked to you over some of those key stats, but let's look at the plays behind the stats that led off first with this huge pass from Tavy Dunn to Jules Hyde, a 21-yard passing touchdown on 4th down. Big play there from Jules Hyde, and the touchdowns just kept on rolling for Warren Central, except for this interception that was hauled in by Eli Warren from Ohio County that looked like to give them some life, but Warren Central just continued to respond defensively and then offensively. Tavy Dunn drops back the biggest pass of the game, 47 yards to the house. It's a house call once again for Jules Hyde with the touchdown that ended up with the current score for the Dragons, 36-0 at halftime. Teams getting ready to head back out here to stretch for this second half. We got some scores from around the region. Between J-Town and Caverna, we've got a final score, 50-12. J-Town wins it over Caverna. Between Glasgow and Adair County, looking a lot like us right now, 36-0 at halftime with the Scotties leading the Indians and LaRue. But between LaRue and Butler County, LaRue leads Butler 32-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. At halftime between Hart and Edmondson, they're tied up 7-7. Halftime between Paducah Tillman and Franklin Simpson is 14-7. What a close game they've got going on. Wildcats putting up a fight between arguably the best team in 4A, and halftime at Bowling Green, just across town between Bowling Green and the Barron County Trojans, 28-0. And now halftime at ACS between Logan County and ACS. It's the Cougars that lead 21-0 at halftime. That's your score update around the region. A lot of variation there, but I have to say, I think I'm most surprised by that Paducah Tillman Franklin Simpson score. Oh my goodness, how close is that? The Wildcats putting up a fight.
Oh man, I never would have thought they would have been that close, especially this year. The way the Paducah's been playing, man. Good.
They've been arguably number 1, number 2 in 4A over the last couple seasons, and now just Franklin Simpson is I want to say dogfight, but they're the Wildcats, so I feel like you got to phrase that a different way, but no other way to put that. Being right within one score.
Cat fight, I guess.
Cat fight, I guess. Yeah, you can look at it that way. But man, great scores around the region. 36-0 currently here at Warren Central. Ham, I think it's as simple for the Eagles as just cleaning up the mistakes. It seems to be the only way to put it.
That is, and they're not out of the game yet. I mean, we've seen many of times where people were down 36, 42-0 and come back and win. I don't know if that's the case tonight, but if they could capitalize on the mistakes, if they could just get focused and believe in one another and just, try to put something together and keep the momentum going in a positive way, they have a chance.
And I appreciate you all for tuning in with us here. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp, alongside Matthew Clark, our producer, director, including the rest of our crew here with Seven Mountain Sports, making sure that you all have this awesome coverage tonight, including Dalton Lawson and Jennifer Allen, our board ops this afternoon. Seth Daniel up top, bringing our game cam action from the top of the press box and down on the field. Ian Lewis bringing you the up-close shots and those different fun angles for a lot of those touchdowns you saw through our highlights if you're watching via our live stream. If you're listening over the radio waves, we encourage you, if you're able, to tune into our live stream. You're missing a lot of great video coverage that we're bringing to you here, something that we've continued to do through over the course of these 5 weeks, and it seemed to evolve every single week, and I feel like we're always there for some of the most exciting moments in the region.
Man, I got to say, bar none, best I've ever seen. I mean, it's not because I'm sitting here and I'm watching it, but it's because
slightly biased. It's okay, though. It's okay.
I've watched a lot of high school games through a lot of different networks, a lot of programs, man, and what I've seen with this crew right here, man, I'm telling you, bar none, the best, some of the best. Out of everybody that I've seen so far, some of the best action. I go back and I rewatch this stuff. I do. I rewatch it all the time because I love the angles. I love it.
For the angles. We give you all the different angles. We show you all the perspectives, all the highlights, all the stories that makes this region so special, and we're glad to have you all along for the ride here tonight. Both teams are out set to stretch. They'll have a couple of minutes here to get going. Tonight's officials, again, we remind you, Tyler Jesse, Wes Jolly, Brian Maxson, Tanner Jesse, Zach Eisenberg, Jordan Bottoms, and Jeff Morgan, your officials for tonight's game here at Warren Central, that are all currently huddled up at midfield talking things over, while the Dragons on the left side warming up and stretching. Ohio County on the right side, at least from where we're standing. It's Warren Central in their home blues and white stripes along the shoulders, white helmets and white stripes down the sides of the pants. And for Ohio County, it's their away whites with their kind of dark blue pants and their white stripes down the side and their white helmets as well this afternoon. We appreciate you, whether you're listening over the airwaves or via our live stream. Second half about to get underway here. A running clock in effect between the Dragons and the Eagles, 36-0, your current score. The question is do the Dragons just continue to pile on, or maybe do you try to get different quarterbacks, some of those young guys, some reps here?
I'm going to tell you what I would do, Ryan. And it probably wouldn't be so kind. I don't know. But coming from, and I'm sure the Eagles would appreciate this later on, but coming from where the Dragons have come from and playing the style of ball that they're playing right now, and I'm saying ball because, of course, in basketball we just ball. The way they're playing, I'd keep going. Mm-hmm. I would not let up. I would not. When you let up, that's when the other team crawls back in, sneaks through the cracks, and rips it wide open, So you gotta keep going.
Now,
you got to keep going.
I think my favorite part of talking to Coach Harness this week, other than just figuring out how great of a guy he is, I think a lot of people can attest to that, how great of a person he is, how great of a coach he is. He's a local talent. Just was elected this past week to the John Hardin High School Athletics Hall of Fame. They'll have that ceremony
seen that. That's
here in
awesome.
about a month or so. So congratulations to Coach Harness on that accomplishment. Very much deserved. Was a big part of their run back when he was in high school during his senior season to state semifinal. So he's got a much-earned position there and John Hardin High School Athletics Hall of Fame. But I think my favorite story that he told me coming into this week and how he's prepped this team this season is that obviously for them, they're still trying to build up their program. They're trying to get it back, just like you mentioned, Hamp, to the ways that they feel like it used to be and the way that they're capable of. But they're still in the building blocks of that, and he showed his team the movie 300. I don't know if you've seen the movie 300.
Yes.
For those of you listening, it's basically a movie about the Spartans. They were fighting the Persians. And that number 300 is significant because it was 300 Spartans versus tens of thousands of Persians, and they end up standing their ground and somehow winning the battle. So he apparently sat down with his guys. He showed his team that movie, and he said, guys, this is kind of the situation we're in. It's 300 against 10,000. Are you going to stand your ground, or are you going to fall flat? And so far this season, they've been standing pretty tall.
Ryan, hearing you tell it, I'm getting goosebumps already. Hearing Coach say it and tell it, I know you were on fire at the time.
On the return for Warren Central, they've got a big one coming down to the 40, now to the 35 before he's brought out of bounds. That's number 7, Derwin Carter on the return for Warren Central.
On the return into Eagle territory.
Into Eagle territory, they'll start this drive from about the 36-yard line.
From the Ohio County 36-yard line.
36-0, again, running clock is in effect for the start of the second half, so it'll be running down pretty quickly. 11:30 to go now in this third quarter as the Dragons maybe try to slow their tempo up. I think you saw a little bit of their quicker pace in that first half. I think they'll maybe slow it down here, but I don't know. They could prove me wrong. Here's a snap to Dunn. Drops back, moved off to his right side under pressure. Tries to shake the sack, but he's dragged down. Big time sack for Isaiah Cook in Ohio County. He was our player to watch, coming away with his second sack of the season.
I knew Isaiah was going to get him one at some point. That's their guy right there.
Toyota Bowling Green replay on the way. Watch Isaiah Cook here immediately apply this pressure. Gets on his favored arm shoulder. Loss of 8 on that play, and Isaiah Cook hype after that one. Rightfully deserved from one of our players to watch.
Oh, yeah.
10:40 now left in this third quarter. Isaiah Cook still bringing the pressure. Warren Central. Here's Dunn dropping back. Flagstone in the backfield. Potentially holding going to be on this play. As that pass is complete to Christian Hunter, but the flag was thrown just after the snap.
Replay second down.
If there were no flags on that play right there, I'm telling you what this defense of Ohio County is doing. They are on top of it right now.
Coming out of the half, the Eagles with solid stops and almost forcing the Dragons into penalties now is going to bury them from what would have been a start of 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 36 will now be a 2nd and long from the Dragons' 46.
These Eagles are mad. They are mad.
Isaiah Cook leading the charge with that sack, and we'll see if Tavy Dunn can escape the pressure. Throw it over the flat in the middle. Again, he's got North on the reception. Cuts back up the inside. Heading off to the far side. Shakes another tackle. Wide open lane to the North Star. Touchdown, Warren Central.
Woo! That's where they get you. Hit you in that wide open pocket. Touchdown.
Take a look at this replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. Tavy Dunn, in a deep ball situation, shows up again and finds North with a wide opening. And on a beautiful night like tonight, I think he found his North Star and got another touchdown. Going for 2 are the Dragons again. They punch it up the gut. 2 more points on the board for the Dragons, courtesy of Javion Smith yet again.
Man, absolutely amazing. Tavy said, you know what? You're going to knock me back 20 yards. That just gives me about 30 extra yards that I'm going to throw a touchdown for.
So we thought the numbers couldn't get any higher, and I think Tavy is just flexing his arm at this point.
Oh, my God.
First touchdown pass, 21 yards. You know, pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing crazy. Second touchdown pass, 23 yards. A couple more yards added on there. Touchdown pass number 3, 47. Touchdown pass number 4, 54.
Oh, my gosh.
Yards through the air to North for his 4th patching touchdown of the game. Wow. Tavy Dunn.
You got me speechless, Tavy. He's balling.
I don't know how else you could phrase it, to be honest. I mean, oh, my goodness.
He's just balling.
Listen, I've heard talk. And talking with other folks, media members, what have you, that have watched him play over this season and watching other area quarterbacks, and there's been a big push to say Tavy Dunn may be the best quarterback right now in Warren County. And honestly, after watching this game, I think I'm going to jump on the bandwagon.
He's looking like it.
I think
he is really looking like it.
I'm present in the bandwagon. Call it up. Only a junior as well. He's still got a whole other year after this one.
Great arm, smart.
Kick return is nearly muffed by Ohio County, but is recovered there by number 14, Kason McLean, and Ohio County will pick it up from around the 30-yard line in their own territory.
See what they do with this opportunity right here, because the Dragons defense constantly breathing fire. So, I mean,
Ohio County from their own 31-yard line.
And Hamp, you've mentioned throughout this game is how do you choose to respond? How do you choose to respond? Even after being put so far back and almost 20 yards off of penalties for the Dragons, Tavy Dunn still shows up just like it's 1st and 10 and makes that big pass for a touchdown. Here is the pass from Ferris. That one complete to Warren, and that'll shift the chains for a blowout first down. Second first down of the game.
There we go. That's good momentum for him right there. Hey, one small crawl at a time.
Ferris to Warren. He's favored that connection some tonight. One completion between those two, but a couple of targets intended for Warren, and that one connects and shifts the chains for only the second time tonight for the Eagles. Here's Ferris thrown off to his right side off the screen. That one hauled in. No gain on that play. It'll be a loss of 1. They'll bring up second down.
Chapman almost grabbed that out of the air and took it to the house.
Trey Abney on the reception with the loss of 1. Second and 11 on the way for Ohio County. Running clock again, as we mentioned, in effect with your current score 44-0. Dragons here on homecoming. 5:50 left to go here in this third quarter. How can he? Locking in under center, 2nd and 11 on the way. Here's Ferris. Fakes the pass, cuts back to his left side, and he's brought down quickly. Another sack from Michael Kittinger that time around.
First by 55, Duncan.
Or excuse me, Jadis Duncan for Warren Central on the sack.
Jadis has been bringing pressure the whole night long. He's just been back there. He's been in the face of the quarterback all night.
Jadis Duncan, a formidable presence on the defensive line for the Dragons. As here they are getting set on the snap. Ferris off his right side. That one intended for Nate Blue is incomplete. Potential miscommunication, I think, on that route. Was meant for a cutback potentially for Blue or vice versa, and just didn't quite get the shift, but nearly picked off there by the Dragons.
That's almost 2. Third time's a charm, so they're going to get it right over. I'm telling you, I'm sorry, I was just going to see if they were going to punt.
Looks like they will. We've seen if they'll stick to their guns and try to go for it here on 4th and long. Here's the snap. They'll punt this one away. Good lift underneath. It's going to land about the 20 and continue to bounce before it's picked up by Jules Hyde. Shakes 1 tackle, shakes 2, 3 defenders, heads up the middle, lands about the 27 before he's brought down.
Wow.
Solid return by Jules Hyde, who just continues to show his footwork.
Great return, but I'm going to give praise to that punt as well. That was a nice punt.
Strong punt. Probably one of the better punts of the night for Ohio County from Carson Powers.
Definitely.
And one of the worst beginning drives for, as far as field position wise, for Warren Central, as they'll start it from their own 29. Snap to Dunn. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Plenty of breathing space for the Dragons. That's Smith on the run. Gets a gain of 8 on the play. So 8-yard run for Smith. Open up the Dragons offense here on 2nd and 2.
On the carry, good enough for 8 yards. Bring up 2nd and 2 from the Warren Central 37-yard line.
Warren Central will have this one at their own 37 now. They're slowing down this pace, like we mentioned, Hamp, a little bit with this running clock in effect. 3:15 left in this third quarter with your current score 44-0, Dragons lead. Tavy Dunn still waiting for his call from the sideline.
There you go. That's a smart move, man. Get ready for the dance.
Here's the snap. Hand off again to Smith, who punches his ticket up the middle past the first down marker. And he'll get to about the 44-yard line. That'll shift the chains for another block. First down.
The first and 10 Dragons from their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, slowing it up is the best option right here now. I don't know if they still have homecoming dances or not. I know we had them.
I know that some, see, where I grew up, we never had homecoming dances.
Really?
And we didn't have junior senior prom. It was senior prom.
Oh, wow.
So it was, it varies, I feel like. When I heard that other people had a junior senior prom and like all these other dances, I was like, man, we got like one maybe sometimes. We didn't always get to do that stuff. It's like a handoff here to Smith, who gets stopped quickly. It'll be a loss of 3 on the play there. Bring up 2nd and long for Warren Central. We continue to run down clock here. It seems like just a few seconds ago, it was 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and this running clock has it inside 2 minutes to go now. So loss of 1 on that run from Smith, or loss of 3, rather. Here's the snap. Pitching it over the top. That one's hauled in. A little bit of trickery here from the Dragons as they get to their own 48-yard line, but a flag's thrown on the contact. 1:30 to go here in this third quarter. Pass is complete to Hunter. It'll be a holding on the offense, so that positive gain will go backwards and bring up a replay of the down, 2nd and long again for Warren Central. It'll be 2nd and 23.
Every coach is going to tell you they don't want to see penalties. It doesn't matter what the score is or any of that. Penalties are penalty, and these right here cost you some up downs.
Oh gosh, the up downs. Need I be reminded of the up downs?
Hate them. Or stadiums.
Oh,
hated those two.
You know, call me crazy. I think the stadiums are worse in any sport. You know, you run the stadiums, it's the worst. Especially if you run they make you run 3 miles at practice, then you do stadiums.
Oh my God, yeah, no.
It's the worst. Let's bring back nightmares. 40 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Oh, a little bit of a fumble here on the snap, possibly recovered by Ohio County. No, it's going to be the Dragons who hold onto it. Forte holds onto it there, and this will bring up 3rd and long with another loss of 7 on that play for Warren Central. So Forte that time around for the Dragons, and
fourth quarter.
They're going to go ahead and head back to their respective sidelines as the clock winds down here in this third quarter. Third quarter complete. Your score heading into the final frame, 44-0 Dragons in a dominant performance so far. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for that final quarter and stick around for those post-game thoughts, and hopefully we can maybe get Coach Harness up here for some post-game thoughts here on Homecoming. You're listening into the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
As we bring you back to the action here at Warren Central High School, it'll be an offsides penalty assessed to the Ohio County Eagles. That will give Warren Central a slightly better field position here on a 3rd and long. Tavy Dunn, well, he's checked out of the game after a big performance here tonight in the pass game, and now checked in at quarterback, and lining in under center is going to be number 17, Kathan Forte, for what looks to be the remainder of this one. Again, running clock in effect, current score 44-0. Dragons lead here on Homecoming, and he's going to drop back, throw it over the middle to North, who is so close to hauling it in, and he lands face down. You can see the frustration. He knew he had that ball right on his fingertips.
He was ready for the touchdown. He seen it. He knew it was going to happen for him, no matter how close the Eagles were on him.
Now, North has continuously ran kind of those out routes and cut back up to the inside, and they have been so effective, and that was another one there. I think that's just one of those plays that you wish you could have back, because great throw by the quarterback and almost such a great catch by North.
Oh, yeah, definitely touchdown status right there.
On the way here, it's 4th and long. The first time tonight that the Dragons are going to punt this football away. It's picked up at the Ohio County 40, and they'll run it back up to their own 49-yard line.
Got a flag on that. I think we got a flag. No, it ain't the flag. It's the marker.
10-10 now to go here. It'll be 1st and 10 for Ohio County, as they only have 2 first downs so far on the night through the 3 quarters played already. And a couple of shifts here in the Warren Central defense may open some opportunities for the Eagles to try to get on the scoreboard. .940 now left in regulation. Here's the snap to Ferris on the QB keeper. Heads up the middle through the A gap, but he's stopped off a gain of 1.
Ferris on the keeper, led first by Chapman.
It's Ferris on the QB keeper again. Gain of 1 on the play will bring up 2nd and 9 for Ohio County. 9:20 to go in regulation. Running clock in effect with the Dragons leading 44-0.
Dragons are making a lot of substitutions, bringing out the young guys.
Young squad in for Warren Central, getting some quality snaps here in varsity prime time on homecoming. Solid pass there, complete from Ferris for a gain of 6 on that play.
Nothing like a good win on homecoming, and then on top of that, being a freshman or a sophomore getting to play varsity when you normally don't. During homecoming, a win?
I was going to say, during homecoming, I feel like that's the stuff you dream of. You know?
Oh, man. Get you a sack or something?
Gain of 8 on that play will bring up 3rd and 1 for Ohio County. This one's pitched over the top and hauled in by Carson Powers to get the first down. Chains are moving, courtesy of the blowout code. That's our 3rd first down of the game, and it comes here with 8.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
36.
Could the Eagles be threatening to score?
Looks like they're getting close. Inside the 40. They're rolling with some momentum here, slowly but surely, with 8 minutes to go here in regulation. Ferris on the snap. He's going to look off to his left side, immediately under pressure. He's got some assistance on the blocking game. He's going to try to cut back up the middle, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. No gain on the play from Ferris.
Ferris on the keeper, brought down by multiple Dragons on the play.
So many of them surrounding him on that one.
These
young Dragons are playing well.
A couple of scores still around the region here with 2nd and 10 on the way for Ohio County. It's Glasgow that continues to pad that score against Adair County. 43-0 they lead at the end of the 3rd quarter. Monroe and Metcalf. Monroe leads 17-6 over the Hornets at the end of 3. And at the half between LaRue and Butler counties, it's 38-6 the lead for LaRue. Here's a snap for Ferris, who runs up the middle, gets a little shove from behind to get him to the 30. It's like a gain of 8 on that play on the QB keeper from Ferris.
Run goes for 9 yards, bring up 3rd and 2.
It's like it'll be 3rd and 2 on the way for Ohio County. They'll snap this from the 29-yard line in Dragons territory. Most consistent they've looked in terms of rolling their offensive schemes together so far tonight with 6:45 to go here in regulation. Here's the snap from Ferris, a handoff. Fakes out the run, cuts up the left side. It's like it'll be a gain of 1 on that play. It'll bring up 4th and 1.
The Eagle offense has moved well at this point right here. Now, this is the time, definitely go for it. I mean, you only have, what, a yard?
Right at a yard.
Yeah, go for it. You're down there in your end zone area, go for it.
4th down and some change. Here's the snap. Ferris on the QB keeper. Looks like he'll get that first down and then some. He'll just breach the plane. That should shift the chains. And standing by, they'll shift the chains finally. A little bit of a late call there, but it'll be another blowout code first down, the 4th first down of the night for Ohio County here with 5:50 to go in regulation.
I like how the coach is still keeping the young guns in there, even though, it looks like it could be a threat of a score, getting them the experience and letting them learn.
Here's the snap. Ferris throws over the top in the flat. That one's complete. It's caught right at the 20-yard line to put Ohio County into the red zone. Gain of 6 on the play.
Play goes for 6 yards.
5:20 to go now. in regulation between the Eagles and the Dragons. Dragons lead 44-0. Flag thrown just after the snap, and it'll be a false start on Ohio County.
Start called against the Eagles. Be 2nd and 9 for the Warren Central.
That'll send them back 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 9. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Again, let's see how they respond. They had momentum, and then here we are at this point again, another mistake. How do we bounce back from that?
4:45 now as the running clock winds down. It's been a dominant Dragons performance with a young squad in on the defense side now. Here's Ferris shaking a couple defenders, chucks one up deep to the right corner of the end zone, and it's just broken up right in the corner, incomplete for Ohio County. Will bring up 3rd and 9.
Great play by the defense, knocking that one down because it was sure a touchdown. That was a great play. That was just the defense covered it well.
And that was Nico Nicolausi again in the secondary, who we've mentioned, yes, leads this team in tackles, but he's so effective at breaking up the passes out in the secondary. Right at 4 minutes now to go in regulation. 3rd down and 9 for the Eagles as Ferris goes on the run, and he's stopped just shy of that first down marker. A gain of 6 on that play. On the QB keeper was Ferris for that gain of 6. 3:45 now to go here in the fourth quarter.
Ferris on the keeper. Gain goes for 6 yards before.
This looks like this will be now 3rd down. I thought it was 4th down. It should be 4th down and 2, but Ferris is going to go for it here. That one's caught. They got the first down. He's knocked out of bounds around the 12-yard line. That'll shift the chains for a blowout coat first down.
Ferris' pass is caught by Blue. Gain good up for a first down.
So slowly but surely, the Eagles are working their way downfield here with 3 minutes to go in regulation.
I mean, if they get a score, that's a moral victory right now at this point.
Inside 3 minutes to go now. Eagles knocking on the door of the end zone. Here's the snap. Ferris looking off to his right side, cuts back up the middle, trying to use his feet to escape, but he's brought down before he can break out of the pocket. Another sack, that time number 14. It's Braden Bunton on the sack.
8 sacks on the night for the team thus far. I might be one off or up or down there.
Loss of 3 on that sack against Ohio County. 2:20 to go in regulation. Still knocking on the door are the Eagles. Here's Ferris on the QB keeper. Tries to take it himself up the middle to get back to that original line of scrimmage. Gain of 2 before he's sent backwards.
Ferris on the keeper, brought down by a host of Dragons to be 3rd and long.
2 minutes now to go here in regulation. This will bring up 3rd and long for Ohio County inside the red zone. Best chance and opportunity they've had at a score all night long, with the Dragons dominating this one 44-0 with 1:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Here's the snap from Ferris. This one's handed off. Trying to get the run game going back to that original line of scrimmage. No good. Should bring up 4th down and long for Ohio County. Loss of 1 on that play.
Yeah, that was a pass situation right there. I would have put that ball in the air. Gave my quarterback a chance to get the confidence up. Been doing well this drive, though.
22, it's Tanner Wood on that loss of 1 run. As Ferris looking off to the sideline to get the play. They will be going for it here on 4th down. Final minute with the running clock in. What do you have to lose while they're knocking on the door of the end zone? Dropping back. That one's drilled over the top, but broken up in the flats. Incomplete. Will be a turnover on downs back to the Dragons in the final minute as the clock will wind down.
That was a great effort by these young men. You know, they played their tails off tonight, but came up a little short.
44-0 will be the final score here tonight between the Warren Central Dragons and the Ohio County Eagles. A homecoming performance for the ages. Tavy Dunn leading this offense tonight, showing up with 4 passing touchdowns to make this score, 44-0 at the end of 4. Ohio County with a valiant defensive effort, knocking on the door of the end zone there late, but couldn't quite bring it in. Both teams heading to midfield as this one wraps up with a final score of 44-0. Warren Central is 3-2. 3 wins on the season for Warren Central, and they will continue to roll on to 5A and 14th district play here in just a couple of weeks. We'll take a step aside, and when we come back, we'll crown our player of the game, potentially look at some highlights and some stats after this game, and what was a big win for Warren Central here tonight on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green, and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back for our post-game show here in the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Lots to talk about, especially for this Warren Central Dragons team, but we'll quickly look over the stats first and foremost. It was a strong night from this Dragons team, 190 total yards through the air, courtesy mostly of Tavy Dunn in that regard, as well as a handful of touchdowns going along with that. 49 rushing yards on the ground. It would have been higher, but a couple of negative plays draw them down to that number. 239 total offensive yards tonight for Warren Central. Some great field position helps with that. Otherwise, I think we see a 300-plus yard offensive performance tonight from Warren Central. But regardless, 239 total offensive yards. On the flip side, for Ohio County, 48 passing, 18 rushing, 66 total yards of offense for them tonight. And a lot of those came on that final drive that we saw them really start to string together those first downs. 5 first downs on the night for Ohio County. They only had 1 after that first half, and finally they kind of got to knocking on the door of the end zone. They just needed a little bit more of that early on, plus those 4 turnovers that came throughout the duration of the game. Those are your quick end-of-game offensive stats, but Hamp, I think the big one for the defensive side of things was the sacks that were present and the pressure that was put on by this Warren Central defense.
Oh, yeah, the Central defense, the Dragons, like as I said, breathing fire all night long. They did not let up, and I love that type of defense, just coming at you full steam ahead. Again, 8 tackles. There might have been 9 or 10. I might have missed one. That is just happening so much, but there's 8 sacks on the night. You had Jaden Kendrick, you had Chapman, you had Hunter, you had Jadis, you had so many more. I'm sorry I didn't name off everybody, but Nico as well. It's just all over the ball tonight, man, and that defense did extremely, extremely well. I am excited to see what Warren Central, the Dragons, what they got in store for this season in this 5A division, man.
We've seen tonight firsthand what they're capable of. We know on the defense and the offense they've got some weapons that they're capable of using with a final score of 44-0 here against Ohio County on homecoming. We'll take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at some other scores, some other stats, and wrap up our countdown or our halftime. It's been a long night, folks. We'll wrap up our coverage from here at Warren Central High School on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Well, we welcome you back here to your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week post-game show. We're wrapping things up here, but it wouldn't be a fun show if we didn't show you the highlights. We got to roll back through some of these huge plays. It started off early, a 21-yard touchdown pass on 4th down from Tavy Dunn to number 1 Jules Hyde for Warren Central. That was their first time striking on the board. Strong defensive play, too, in the first half from Ohio County. They tried to reel back in and get some positive momentum going. An interception by Eli Warren seemed to turn the tide, but no, Warren Central continues to push the envelope, and a 2-yard rushing touchdown. They always found ways to get themselves in strong scoring position, and that only continued through much of the second half. Another short touchdown here, as well as this touchdown right on the end zone, a 1-yard rushing touchdown again, this time by Tavy Dunn, who just continued to rack up the points. He had himself a great night this afternoon. And again, this play, another touchdown run courtesy of number 21. That was Simmons on the run for the Dragons, who had himself a couple of assists as well and being able to punch in some 2-point conversions. But arguably the play of the night, 54 yards, the calling card. No, not the 54-yard touchdown. 47 yards to the house, and it only continued to get bigger from there for the Dragons. A 54-yard touchdown, as we've got too many highlights to go through. So many touchdowns that we get them all confused. The biggest one of the night, play of the game, arguably 54 yards. Beautiful shot by Ian Lewis. You see North run it all the way to the house. 54-yard touchdown, biggest play of the night. The most hype play of the night, I'd say. Otherwise, that other catch that North had as well.
Yes.
But, man, what a highlight reel night for this Warren Central offense.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have fun at film. They're going to have an absolutely great time at film. But they had small mistakes that they made that they're going to clean up. One of the things that I love so much about this team, especially the defense, is I love the tackling that this team does.
They show it. I think you mentioned it, Hamp, is they're so well coached, and that you can see that in every tackle, in every sack, in every blitz. you can see how knowledgeable they are of the situation, how knowledgeable they are of the play. Clearly, they've been over the film several times this week, and they were more than prepared for this Eagles team.
And they bounced back well when things were going bad. When they were back here in their own 30-20 is where they ended up at. You know what I'm saying? They were 20 yards, 27 yards.
Yes.
That they had to get a first down.
Yes,
and turned it into a touchdown. I mean, like they kept going backwards, but they ended up pushing forward. They didn't let it bring them down. Forget this play, on to the next one. That's a good mentality. Like I said, Central Pride. Everybody better watch out.
And they set that mentality early, 4th down on their opening drive of the game. And instead of saying, we could maybe punt this one away. I mean, we're already in decent territory. Might as well go for it. And they find a 4th down conversion touchdown. And that was kind of the story of this game, was taking those extra chances and ultimately showing up when it mattered in those situations as well.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what they needed to do.
All right, we're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll crown our player of the game here this afternoon and look at a couple more key stats before we tell you what you can look forward to, not only from us, but from both these teams as well as they continue their seasons right here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Well, we welcome you back here to your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. As we wrap things up here, we always love to crown our player of the game. And when we travel doing this Game of the Week system, we get to see all the different talent across the region. And tonight's player of the game, well, I think you'd be shocked to hear us not say his name. Tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Warren RECC and NCTC, is none other than Warren Central's Tavy Dunn. What a night he had, 190 yards passing. That's not even including rushing, which he was also very much positive in. 4 total touchdowns, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground. Tavy Dunn had his name all over this football game.
Tavy Dunn, man. That's all we can say, Tavy Dunn.
So, Tavy Dunn, we congratulate you. You're tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Warren RECC and NCTC. For your high-speed internet needs, choose NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. It's fast, reliable service with a hometown touch. Tavy Dunn, you are this week's player of the game. We'll go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll wrap up our post-game coverage right here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated. And from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Well, we welcome you back here to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week post-game coverage here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. Now joined by head coach of the Warren Central Dragons, Jeremy Harness, and your little man here. Congratulations on the win tonight at homecoming, 44-0. Got to be happy about that one.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about it, but now it's time to get going. We back 0-0. It's time to get going in this tough district.
Now, obviously, when we talked to you earlier this week, we understood the aggression you guys play with, and you always going for it on those fourth downs, really pushing the envelope. We saw that here tonight. You saw your guys continue to adopt that mentality. District plays on the horizon. How do you view that coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Hey, it's time to just start getting prepared. I mean, we just got to lock in on our assignments, and it's time for the coaches. It's time to start putting in those late hours and getting to work and just and preparing these guys for a tough district slate that we got coming.
Now, Tavy Dunn, we talked about him. We named him our player of the game. It was hard not to, but you guys had so many receivers as well that just continued to step up. Defense stepped up as well. By our metrics, 8 sacks tonight. You nearly doubled your total already on the season so far. That's got to mean a lot to you for this defense.
Oh, yeah. That was exciting to see just because of how we've been playing these last couple games on defense. But it was great to see it, and I think this would be good for them getting ready to start the district slate now to bring a little bit of confidence to them and for them to go out there and just try to dominate the rest of the season.
Now, I know when you and I talked about Tavy and his ability and his arm talent and just how smart he is in his football IQ, you hyped him up so much, and we saw firsthand that experience here tonight, just how good he is and how composed he is in the pocket. He's not afraid to step up under pressure. What does it mean to you to have that junior quarterback you can rely on?
He continues to grow every week. I mean, there's still a few throws out there that I think he left and some things where I think he's forcing the football in, but it's just about his decision making. I mean, we just got to correct some of those things. And like I said, it's amazing. The best thing about it is I got the best view of it. I get to watch him all the time, and I mean, like I told you, he just keeps getting better every day in practice. I just see him do something different every day, and it's just like, man, he's good. And we're blessed to have him. I mean, he's a heck of a player, and we just need him to keep on getting better for us.
Now, you mentioned it already. This week, yes, you won this one, but now it's back to 0-0. It's a fresh new mentality. You also talked earlier this week when you and I had the chance to chat about watching that movie 300. You guys are the 300 against maybe the 10,000, but again, you guys just continue to show up week in and week out. What's that mean for you?
That means everything. Like I told you when we talked earlier, like I said, we like the men at 300. I made them all sit down and watch that movie, and I mean, we all we got. We just got to continue to keep getting better, keep striving for perfection, and sooner or later, hopefully we'll get there.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you for sitting down with us here post-game. I know you got a busy slate coming up over the next couple of weeks, but appreciate you taking the time out to come and chat with us.
Thank y'all for having me.
Coach Harness, basketball on turf. That's the brand of football we've got going on over here at Warren Central, so we appreciate you for sitting down with us. We're going to take a step aside. When we come back, we'll wrap up our post-game coverage right here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to wrap down our coverage on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. Some scores throughout the region. Your final here at Warren Central, 44-0. The Dragons win it big. Some other scores around the region. End of the third between Paducah Tillman and Franklin Simpson. That offense got going. Paducah Tillman leads 28-7 after 3. Final score between Glasgow and Adair County. Glasgow wins big, 49-0. That final score. Into the third quarter, Logan County leads 35-0 over Allen County Scottsville. A final score between Monroe and Metcalf. The Falcons win that one 31-14. And into the third quarter between LaRue County and Butler County, 44-12 is the end of the third quarter with LaRue currently leading. We've got a big one on deck, though, next week at Warren East High School. The Franklin Simpson Wildcats, currently playing against Paducah Tillman, will make their trip just up I-65 and will place the Warren East Raiders. We'll have all your coverage of that, but tonight, your final score between the Warren Central Dragons and the Ohio County Eagles, 44-0. The Dragons move on to 3-2. Ohio County Eagles fall to 0-5, and that is going to wrap up our coverage here this afternoon. For our entire crew here this afternoon, for Big Hamp alongside, always a pleasure getting to call games with him, Matthew Clark, our producer, director, Dalton Lawson, and Jennifer Allen, our board ops back at the station. Seth Daniel up on top of the press box, our game cam, and Ian Lewis down on the field. I'm Ryan Murphy, wrapping up our coverage tonight. We appreciate you for tuning in, whether it's over the airwaves or via our live stream, because we would not be here if it were not for you. Final score from Warren Central, 44-0. The Dragons move on to 3-2 into district play over the next couple of weeks. Thank you all for tuning in here tonight for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network. Good night, everybody.